Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It is the big one. It is Manchester United's visit to Leipzig in Germany and destiny calls. It's Europa League football or it's Champions League football in February and we must deliver. We must stand up and deliver, as Adam Ant once sang. If you're old enough, you'll know. But it's a huge game. I'm very excited about it. The lineup hasn't been confirmed yet, but I can't wait. I can't wait any longer. We must crack on with the show. And look, Paul Pogba does overshadow a large part of this show. The latest we're hearing is that he didn't train as part of the positional first team setup, so he shouldn't be starting. And I think that is good news in this case. I totally and utterly understand that some people would start him. And if you would do that, then that's up to you. But for me, this is about Manchester United Football Club. This is about Duncan Edwards, Bobby Charlton, George Best, Brian Robson, Roy Keane, all the greats. This is about what we are, what we stand for and what we want to be. And I don't care if it's Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire. You do that, what happened last night and what's happened today, you demean what we're meant to be as a football club. And I think if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer picked him, or did pick him, or has picked him, or hasn't picked him, but if he did pick him, then the only thing that's true about this football club is the fans. Because if the football club are saying it's fine to demean us publicly and you can start in this game, then what message does that send? So hopefully he's not playing. But if he does play, look, I hope he scores and we win. Being bantered all day at school today as a gooner, says Big Josh. Well, you're going to get more banter, hopefully. Pogba apparently not in the squad. Well, we'll have a look at that because there is going to be various breaking news throughout the night. So don't worry about that. We'll keep you updated. But he's not in the starting 11 tonight, which is great news. Absolutely great news if that's true. I mean, look, I look. This is the United Stand. It's all about opinion, but I have an opinion as well, as I'm sure many people will know. And it's very, 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 very important that you do express your opinion, because if you feel that he should play, that's up to you. So we have it confirmed that Pogba's not playing. Now that team I've put on the left isn't necessarily the team. Just to clarify that team on the left isn't necessarily the team that will start this game. It could well be that we don't play a back five. It could well be that we play Donny van der Beek. But I was just looking at maybe how we would line up if Pogba didn't play. And obviously we know that Luke Shaw is back in the team as well. So potentially that's how we could do. But imagine the mentality with Bruno and Ronaldo, says Jay Newer. That's a back seven, Mark. If we play that, I will cry, says Luke Forth. Well, we need this official Manchester United team news to come out, of course, so that we can adapt. But look, I think that the saddest thing about the last few days is that we've not really been able to establish the last 24 hours especially. I think that we've moved away slightly from from what this game is all about. And I think if Paul Pogba isn't in the team, we can digest that team and then we can get on with 90 minutes. I'm not gonna not hype this up. I think your team there is right. The team, says Robert McCormack. We'll see. I actually think he will go with that, and it might be enough to get the result. I mean, I think he'll definitely pick McTominay, but the interesting thing is, if he doesn't pick Paul Pogba, I'm not going to say this to you and lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. If he doesn't pick Paul Pogba and we lose, and we're back at... But it's not just losing a game. You know, if we lose again in the Manchester Derby, it's disappointing, but we can still get top four, etc. If we lose this game, we are in the Europa League, which will be a massive blow. And it's funny because obviously Droughty does the graphics on the channel. We were talking about an hour ago, and he was saying, if we lose this game and Pogba doesn't play, who do you put the blame on? And I said, well, a lot of people will blame Paul Pogba because he came out and said his agent came out and said what he said, and it undermines the club, and it's put a lot of heat on the club and a distraction on the club before a massive game. And I understand that people will blame him. But it can't be totally on Paul Pogba if we lose tonight without him. It must also be about Istanbul. Having said that, what I would like to say is this. If Paul Pogba doesn't play tonight and he's not involved and we lose this game, I would look at it like this and say, if that didn't happen yesterday from his agent, would Paul Pogba have played this game? And you saw my preview, and Paul Pogba was in the team for me. So all these Pogba FC people out there, who are threatening people and saying, if I ever see you, I'm going to do this. And, you've always hated Pogba. Check my preview out yesterday morning before I even knew Raiola was going to do it. Pogba was in my team. So there's your Pogba hater for you. Most United fans, after that West Ham performance, would have started Paul Pogba in this game. The only reason I and many other people don't want him in this team is because of the disrespect he's shown to this football club and that football team. He was in my team tonight. So if we lose this game, we will always be in the situation, if Pogba doesn't start, of wondering, well, if Pogba had kept his gob shut and put the club before his own need to get this information out, he might have played in this game and we might have won it. So there's so many turns and roundabouts in this story tonight. But ultimately, we need to get that team news out. We need to understand what the team is, and that team needs to go and deliver. And to be honest with you, I don't want to use an excuse as Paul Pogba as the reason we go out, because that just gives him power. Look at me, without me you're rubbish. And we know that we've won games without him, and we have to win without him. And that's what I would be saying if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the dressing room. I would be galvanising the team. I would be saying, look at what they're trying to do to this football club. Whether it's true or not, use it. We've done it with the media in the past. Use it. If United play that way, Leipzig will do what they did against Atletico and nullify the counter. United need to be on the front foot and make an open goal, says Road to Dawn. Thanks for the super chats and welcome to the members club, Kenneth Hoagland. If you want to join, you can click the join button. If you do your super chats through the $sign, and we'll read some of those out as well. What a prat, says Patrick St. Pierre. And we should never sign a Raiola player again, says James Allen. I like your cut, G, says GH7HC. Thank you. A little bit late, but yeah. And thoughts on Messi versus Ronaldo, Mark? I'm a little bit disappointed not to be watching that, just to turn my eye to something else for a moment. A little bit disappointed not to be watching that game, but obviously It's Manchester United. I'm a Manchester United fan. We're Manchester United fans, most of us. I'd love to watch Messi versus Ronaldo. I probably won't watch it on a record because I don't like watching games on a record unless it's United. So I'll probably watch the highlights later. Having said that, if we lose tonight, and I just want to take this away from Paul Pogba for a moment, if we lose tonight, we're in an awful situation as a football club. Pogba can't be used as an excuse tonight. They're professionals, and I expect a professional performance. Come on, United, says Nathan. Yeah, I don't want to use it as an excuse either. I think it will be a contributor. Of course, it will. At the end of the day, the preparation and everything. But what it does do is, if they can come through this, it shows that this club can start to deal, and these players can start to deal with external factors. And one player I know will be focused on this is Bruno Fernandes. Welcome to the Members Club, Pran. Thank you very much for joining. And don't worry, Mark, whatever happens, we support you and Ollie in whatever circumstances, says Abhishek. Well, it's interesting, look, I'm not Ollie out, as you know. I'm not Ollie out, but I'm Ollie suspicious. I'm Ollie... I'm not convinced he's the right man. I'm a hoper rather than a believer. And as I said this morning, I don't think Scott McTominay's a starter for Manchester United if we want to win things. But tonight, I couldn't be more behind Scott McTominay. I couldn't be more behind Harry Maguire. I couldn't be more behind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And yeah, I've got my doubts about those players, and I've got the doubts about some of the coaching staff. But what Riola's comments did to me is really get my hackles up about the club that I love. And you know what? Those players that are playing tonight, I'm with them. I want us to. For me, this is about not being in the Europa League, but this is about up yours. This is about up yours, Raiola. This is a real up yours. All right, you're off. Well, this is day one now. This is day one of moving on. This is our new future. No, and the good thing that will come out of this, hopefully, is that when Pogba does move, which is what he wants to do. Remember, I'm not saying sell him. He wants to go. When he does go, we can put a line under this and move on. And, that's a positive. But tonight, part of that moving on process is proving that we can do it without him. I wish Pogba would just focus on his football, says Ryan Stewart. And Pogba rumoured to Juventus for Ronaldo. Man United get 20 million in return, says Jackson Strauss. I'd love to do that. Welcome to the Members Club, Avishel Agawel. Thank you very much. Just a big shout out as well. Before we went live, we're 200 subscribers away from 915,000. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can hit that before kickoff. Team news could be coming in any time in the next 6 or... quick maths, 21 minutes. It'll either come out at 7 o'clock or 7:15. We will find out. It's hard to know with it's hard to know. And thank you everybody for, and I must give a shout out to the Football Content Awards. I had been made aware a couple of weeks ago and I had to stay quiet, but I didn't know what day they were going to announce it. So Football Content Awards have announced that I have won, and I always feel so smug. I always feel like a big head doing this, but I'm not a big head, as many of you know. I'm a very humble person. Best Influencer or Journalist, Mark Goldbridge. Gold winner, Football Content Awards. It's literally come out in the last few minutes. It's on my Twitter. The winner of the Best Influencer Journalist Award in memory of Ben Crump is at Mark Goldbridge. So I'm honoured. I'm always honoured to win an award that is obviously attached to somebody who is no longer with us, and I'm very proud of that. Last year I won an award which was in memory of Bradley Lowry, who was the Sunderland fan, and remember with Jermaine Defoe, the young lad. So yeah, I'm truly humbled by that. And as I say with anything that I achieve or the United Stand achieves, it's only because of the people who, like yourself, who support the community. So awards to me they only mean something because that is, in memory of somebody, and it's recognition for what we've built together. So I appreciate that, and it's always nice, isn't it? It's not the end of the world, but it's always nice to be acknowledged, and I appreciate that. The people apart from the fans that I feel the most for are Pogba's teammates. He's let them down badly, says Emily Derry. Emily, you're right. There's levels to this game. There are levels to the game. It's not just the fans that should. I'm disappointed, as I've said many a times, but the players will be disappointed. I mean, look, Scott McTominay last week came out and said that Paul Pogba's misunderstood. The way the press talk about him, he's a really nice guy. You can trust him. And a week later, that happens. It makes, I'm sure the players will be shocked. We've seen Van der Beek's agent already speak out. If Pogba plays today, what message does that send out to the future players of our club, says Jack McKidd. It wasn't Donny Van der Beek's agent. I think people need to do their homework. It wasn't his agent who did it. It was a friend or something like that. George Frogger, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thank you very much. Mark, imagine Pogba went to Juventus and we both made it to the final. I don't know if he'd be eligible to play, but it would be interesting, says Lee Mack. I think he would. Would you do Pogba-Dybala swap deal in January? Both want to leave their clubs. I would, says Sky T. I wouldn't. I really like Dybala, but, he's a player that Juventus don't want. Pogba is still a very big asset for us. Congratulations on the award, buddy. Hopefully a nice win tonight to add to it. It's Muzzy Lions. God, I'll take a draw tonight as long as we get through. 110% deserve it, Mark. You're an inspiration, says Kendall. Thank you very much. Barely played last season. We did okay, even without Bruno. He's missed it on his day. The only consistent thing of him is being inconsistent. Congratulations, Mark, says Paulo Ramirez. Pogba will have a good 6 months at another club and then be inconsistent, says Boston. And also, congrats, Marks. Thank you and Flex for what you do. These midweek games kick off when I'm at work, so I follow along here. Come on, United from Philadelphia, says Sean C. Thanks, Sean. Congratulations, says Vignesh. We should and need to get out of this with a positive. Raiola needs to understand what this club is about. He's been taking us for granted. Let's go get this result, says Vignesh. And look, I think that's the positive. I think this has galvanised the fan base, hopefully the players, the manager. I think we've probably not been this united in a long time. So whatever Raiola was trying to achieve, hopefully, it has. The majority of the fans are very determined and behind the club tonight. I've just properly gotten into Football Manager game without quitting early on. Got United knocked out of the Champions League, but Amad Diallo is fire, says Spam Purse. And big game tonight, 2-0 United for me. The badge on the shirt is the most important thing, not the name on the back. Up yours, Raiola, says Aqua. And Darren Ray Frost, welcome to the Members Club. I mean, just on the game for a moment, let me just say this, that, of course, we've got this scenario whereby, it's a cup final, really, and we could be 0-0 in the last minute and the ref gives a dodgy VAR. So, all sorts of things can go wrong tonight. We've got to be very, very focused. We've got to be very, very concentrated. Welcome to the Members Club, Prajwell. And hey, Mark, Daily Mail reports Joel Glazer wants the director of football this year. Feel like I've heard this last year. How credible could this be? Says Stephen Pina. I wouldn't believe it, Stephen, to be honest with you. I think we've heard it so many times. Until it happens, we'll have to wait and see. Please smash a like on the video if you're watching and subscribe if you're new. I mean, look, I just want to clarify this. I think I've been very angry about Pogba, and I'm sure many people have. But the way I feel about it is this. I feel really disappointed. I actually have, and any watcher of the United Stand will know this, I actually have always spoken very highly of Paul Pogba's ability. I've always spoken about what a happy-go-lucky, nice character he seems to be as well. I'm stunned by what he's done. There are certain players who I would expect to do this, and I didn't expect, and we've seen them. Alexis Sanchez, Di Maria. Paul Pogba grew up at this club. He was 14 when he came here. I know he went to Juventus, but he came back. He has an affection for this football club. He knows what this football club is all about. I'm stunned that he would allow this to happen. And that's the thing to me. I mean, I've cut ties with him, really. Just go. I'm not really going to remember you in a positive light now because of how you've treated the club, unless you turn that around. You know, he could do, I don't know. But I'm just really disappointed in Pogba. So people who say, oh, you're just hating on Pogba, I'm not hating on him. I'm disappointed because I think if he'd signed a new contract in the summer, I was excited about that. If he committed his future on a 5-year contract, he was basically going to retire here. So I would have happily had him stay at the club. I'm just really disappointed that he would do this. It lacks class. It throws the club under the bus, and I'm very surprised about it. I'm not bothered about him leaving. You know, if he wants to leave, he wants to leave. But I can't think of many players that have done this sort of a thing. Right, it's not even a transfer window right before a big game, especially when you've just played well at the weekend. This is a big week for us today, and Saturday, come on United. Did you check anything on the floor like slip over your t-shirt when Rashford scores? There'll be no slippage tonight. There are no fluids, there are no tops, nothing at the moment. Manchester United 1999, thanks for that. Which striker would you buy now as Haaland is Raiola client, and would you ever want United to buy any player managed by Raiola, says Aditya? Look, in fairness, Raiola is out to look after his client and himself. He's got no loyalty to Manchester United, but therefore I don't like him anyway. I have my loyalty to Manchester United like many of you do. There probably are worse agents out there than Mino Raiola. I mean, he's not just the evil agent and everyone else is good. But the way I feel right now, is it worth the headache? He's a headache, isn't he? Congratulations on the award, Mark. Pogba wanting Bruno position. According to Raiola, has Pogba played there even once since coming to Man United, says David Hill. I mean, look, Paul Pogba is not a centre attacking midfielder. Does he tell Didier Deschamps, play me at centre attacking midfield and drop Griezmann? No. For France, he's happy. He loves playing for France, and he plays in the same role for France as he plays for us. So, he's not an attacking midfielder. I can speak glowingly about Paul Pogba because I love football. He's very tall, physical, so you want him in the middle of the pitch. His passing range over long distance is very good, so you want him in the middle of the pitch. He can drive with the ball, so you want him in the middle of the pitch. Yes, he's got little intricate passes about him, but Paul Pogba is definitely a box-to-box midfielder. Oh, Mark, you're so funny. You deserve every success, mate, says Jonathan Barron. I never listen to commentary anymore. I got you instead. Love your honesty and passion. Thank you, Jonathan. Nice one, Mark. A worthy winner, says Christopher Hodgkinson. I'm really pleased. I'm chuffed by people saying well done. I mean, awards to me really do not matter, but it's nice that, you can have it. Christopher Gargan, welcome to the Members Club. Emily Derry, I can see Raiola selling Pogba down the river for a few extra bucks, but more full Pogba. But otherwise, feeling optimistic about tonight. We can beat Leipzig. And hey, Mark, on my way home now. Who's the people playing tonight? We don't know at the moment, Lee Vampire. I was just waiting to see if we've got the team coming out yet. It will be possibly released at 6:45. But I don't know whether it's out yet. There is some talk that it could be. I think it's going to be 7 o'clock. It's always difficult with the Champions League because sometimes it comes out at 7 o'clock and sometimes it comes out at 6:45. In the Europa League, they definitely do put it out an hour and a quarter before, which is interesting. But let's have a look. I struggle to... Okay. So, yeah, it's not out yet. It's not out yet. Oh, I thought it was out there. Let's have a look at some of the super chats coming in. With such a great start to the group, how the hell are we in this position, says James Pender. One word, Istanbul. And Rooney Stenson says, Bruno is everything we dreamed of and hoped for with Pogba. It's time to go, and when he leaves, success will follow. So that's from Rooney. The lineup is not out yet at all. So stop talking like it is, because it's not. PSG's lineup is out at the moment. As you can see, Istanbul, there they've got Neymar and everybody talking as well. Everett is always quick to defend Pogba and was lashing out at Van der Beek. Wonder what happens now, says Ali Ashtar. I tell you what, I think that's quite interesting as well, what you've just said there. It will be interesting to see what Patrice Evra thinks about this, because he is somebody who has backed Paul Pogba a lot, and he loves Manchester United. So I don't know how he will spin that. Be interesting to see if what Evra's comments are about it, actually. I know we have a big game coming up and that's our focus, but Garner has been playing well for Watford this year. Think he steps up next season, says Michael Melro. I hope so, mate. And Evra is... Yeah, we've done that one as well. Okay, thank you. Congratulations on the prize, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Thank you very much for that. And also, we accepted Pogba would become a main player for years, but we were too patient. He needs to go. He isn't committed and needs to go to a club with lower expectations, says Spartans. I think that adaptation can take a little bit of time. When you look at somebody like a Fred, then that's, Fred first season wasn't amazing. Second season, he's become very, very good. And he's continued that into his third season. But what Bruno Fernandes has shown is that you don't need great players around you and you don't need time to adjust. If you're a good player, you will deliver. And I think if Man United bought Lionel Messi, he would deliver. I think if he bought Neymar, he would deliver. Lewandowski, they would deliver. Bruno Fernandes, look, he wasn't a name that was in the same sentence as those players. He's certainly trying to get there now. But he's shown that he's a quality player and he's come in and he's delivered. This excuse that Raiola spoke about this morning, that Solskjaer should have focused on making Pogba a champion, what more could he do? He's played him in the box-to-box role. He's played him in the more advanced role. He's played him in the holding role. And Pogba's not delivered consistently. Yet Bruno Fernandes has, and other players at other clubs has. So I'm not a big fan of this. Oh, he never put the right players around him, because that basically is insulting. I think these Pogba fans who come out and say, "Oh, he needs the right sort of players around him." Well, you don't know football, lads or ladies. I'm sorry, you don't. He doesn't need the right players around him, because a talented player, all right, it might stop us winning games without the right players around him, but he can still do great things individually and influence a game as Bruno has. So, I think the performances have been inconsistent, but it's not really a line I want to go down with Pogba, because I actually like Pogba as a player. As I said, I'm disappointed. The thing that's really done it for me was the fact that, as I said, it's not because he wants to go. I can deal with that. Harmoniously go. But it's what he's done to the club the day before a big game. That, to me, is when I check out and go, no way, I'm not interested anymore. That's low, it's slimy, it's wrong, it's disrespectful, and it outs you as somebody I don't want at the club anymore. If we lose this game, I'm going to jump in a canal, says Paul. Not nice. Don't do that, Paul. Please don't do that. And hey, Mark, Daily Mail reports Joel Glazer wants the director of football this year. Feels like I've heard this last year, says Stephen Penner. Yeah, I think we've spoken about that. And apparently the team lose is out now. So let's have a quick look. Imagine if I've predicted this team. Luke Shaw returns for Manchester United. Clash. Paul Pogba on the bench. Okay, so De Gea, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Matic, McTominay, Bruno, Telles, Greenwood, Rashford. That is amazing. If you've been watching for the last half an hour, that's been up on the screen for half an hour. So there you go. That is the team that is coming out. It's not officially out on the United app yet. It's coming out from journalists like Frederick Fidfelt and Simon Peach, who are very credible people. So we don't even have to change it. We've got the right team. So what are my thoughts on that? I'm a genius for predicting it, I suppose, but I'm not a genius for predicting it. I wasn't told it, by the way. Well, I sort of was. I'm not going to lie. I sort of was told the team, but I'm not meant to know. I'm not meant to let that out. Some people are happy to say I've got a source, but I am. I don't want to do that sort of thing, because I think we've had people doing that already, and obviously you don't want to do it before kickoff. But I think it's also logical that the team was going to be this tonight, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done it before. And he did it against PSG. Psychic Bridge, says Emily Derry. He did it against PSG. Better solo musician, Paul McCartney or George Harrison, says Racehorse Red. I actually don't really care, Racehorse Red, to be honest. I'm with you, Mark. A press release of that nature the day before our largest game this year are awful. Pogba out, says Greg Basham. Lineups out, says Victor Lang, yes. And a shame about Pogba. We are Man United. Let's get a result tonight. And congratulations on the award, Mark. Fully deserving with all the hard work you put in. Thank you, Truly Balls HD. Thank you for Ollie for not starting Pogba. Respect, says PJ Pennington. Messi Lingard might play, says Lee the Vampire. Well, he's not going to. Lottery numbers, please, says Kenneth Hoagland. But no, seriously, I do think that many people would have predicted that team. And the reason I did it, I knew Luke Shaw was back. And I knew he'd pick Luke Shaw. And I thought, well, would he pick Luke Shaw at left back? I think he'd like to do a back five with Luke Shaw playing. If he's going to play a midfield three, he's going to play Matic, he's going to pick McTominay, and obviously Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford would be his front three. What I would say about this team, and it's nice to talk about it without Pogba being in it, I wouldn't have picked a 5-3-2. I would have gone with a diamond, and I would have started Donny van der Beek. And I think they're the two things that I'm not comfortable with totally, but... I would. Where's the creativity coming from though? Mark should have started Donny, says Philip Burton Wood. I agree with that. Pogba needs great players around him. We all saw Steven Gerrard play for over a decade in not such a great team. Thought he would be the next Steven G, says Abe. Yeah, but Pogba's never performed like Gerrard did for Liverpool. He was like a Roy of the Rovers, Gerrard, at times. He did play in poor Liverpool teams, but he consistently performed as an individual, scoring great goals and putting in great performances. So there's no comparison between Gerrard and Pogba, and I'm not even a Liverpool fan. Twen Sabi must be high up in his thoughts, says Robert McCormack. And if you're not going to start Pogba, I prefer he wasn't on the bench and left out completely, says Dean Corbett. Yeah, I don't know why he's on the bench. I don't know why Pogba's on the bench. Evan says you're very handsome. Maybe that's why Pogba wants out. He can't compete. One of the funniest super chats we've had in a while. And hope all well, Mark. Do you think Pogba was starting before all this happened? Hope he doesn't play him at all. He's not in our plans anymore in my eyes, says Stephen Cherney. Look, it'd be interesting whether Pogba does get on the pitch, because instead of dropping him entirely, putting him on the bench but with no intention of using him, because you get a lot of subs in the Champions League, maybe what happens. Sub Pogba on for the last 30 seconds of the game, says Dia. And this team is so defensive with Matic and McTominay, says Ewan Black. Hope all well, Mark. Do you think Pogba was starting? Yeah, we've done that one. I think he would have been starting, actually, by the way, if he hadn't have done what he's done. Come on, United. Congratulations on your reward, Mark. You fully deserve it. Thanks, Callan Armstrong. So Paul Pogba doesn't start this game. He is on the bench. Hooray, Pogba's not starting. Get in, says Yazza Said. I suppose the thing to talk about in relation to Pogba and the team news is, do you think he would have started this game? No, Donny, says Ashley Crane. I'm very, very disappointed that we haven't got Donny van der Beek playing, but it's somewhat... now, I'm not having any Just Eat tonight. I've had enough today, Truly Balls HD. It is disappointing that van der Beek's not starting. On the bench, we've got Henderson, Grant. I mean, obviously, De Gea's in goal as well. Henderson could have started. And I do feel that, look, we're going to talk about Pogba for a moment and not being in the team, and he's on the bench. But let's not forget, if we hadn't had that story coming out from Mino Raiola, then we would have been talking more about that team news. Whoa, why is Henderson not starting? Some might say. Why is Donny van der Beek not starting again? So, you know, there are things that we're not really that interested in now because of what happened last night from Raiola. Do you think Ward-Prowse could replace Pogba, says George Lawrence? So, two goalkeepers on the bench. Yeah, Henderson and Grant are both on the bench. Bailly, Fosu Mensah, Twansebi as the defenders with Williams. James, Lingard, Mata, Pogba, Van der Beek and Ighalo. Of course, there's no Martial. There is no Cavani. Score prediction, Mark, says Joe. I'm going 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. And thanks for the congratulations on the award, says Blaz. Thank you very much. Players with ambition are bound to want to leave as they know our board is inept and lack ambition. The passion merchants will never cause a commotion as some of them aren't even good enough to be in the team, says Julian. Mate, I don't know whether you're trying to defend Paul Pogba there. Players with ambition are bound to want to leave as they know. Nobody's got a problem with Paul Pogba wanting to leave. Nobody says it's a problem that he wants to leave. It's what happened last night that has got everybody's back up. You don't release that publicly. I'm not happy. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be at this club. You don't do that when the transfer window's not open, in the middle of a season, before a massive game. It lacks class. That's why a lot of people are angry. Couldn't give two shits about him leaving. We all know he wants to go. But don't put it out publicly. Don't disrespect the fans. Don't disrespect the manager, the players. It's a disgrace to do it. And I'm glad he's not playing. The only thing consistent about Pogba are these comments coming out at inappropriate times, says Jose Castro. Leipzig have won their last 7 home games. It's worrying, says Juani. And Mojo, Van der Beek should have started. And yes, had Riola not barked his madness, Pogba would have started. And I would have started him. He was in my previewed lineup. Welcome to the Members Club, Mark Jones. Thank you for joining. And Mark, why such a defensive negative team again? It's so boring and not the way a United team should be playing. It's so frustrating, says Clav S. And I agree. I agree with that. But you know what? This is the whole problem, isn't it? The whole thing becomes about Paul Pogba, when actually we should be looking at that team and saying, is that good enough? It's right next to us. Are you good enough? A back five and two defensive midfielders. That's very, very defensive. Now, it can be attacking, but you know it's going to be attacking on the break. There's not an intent to go and attack with that team because you're playing three centre-backs and two holding midfielders. It's very, very defensive. It's very inviting for Leipzig to attack us. And I don't want us to do that. And I don't think we needed to do that because Upamecano is injured. They're weak defensively. They've let 7 goals in the last 2 games. They're missing Upamecano. They're vulnerable. I think we should have gone more attacking. But obviously I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that now because they're thinking more about, Pogba's not playing. Let's win it and show Pogba this, that and the other. But actually there is a bigger point that we have gone very defensive today. I'm worried that with that squad, I don't see any creativity apart from Bruno. We might get pinned back, says Abukar. Welcome to the Members Club, Aditya Kumar, and also to Sam Pun. And it's made me feel quite angry all day. The fact it makes our job harder tonight frustrates me so much, says Raw Talent Art. And hope we qualify tonight, Mark. We really need consistency this season if we want to challenge. Also, do you enjoy movies, Mark? If so, me and my friend review movies on a channel called Movie Mates. I'll have a look at that, Matthew. I'm going to write it down now. I actually am. And I'm going to have a look at that tomorrow because I do like movies. So I'll have a look at what you're doing. Thank you very much for the super chat. Is this a last-minute team in shape after having to change it all after the Pogba situation? With Pogba playing was probably a different shape, says Joe Holdway. I mean, the team, look, let's be absolutely blunt here. I totally agree with why Pogba's not playing. But if we were playing a 5-3-2 and it was Pogba next to Matic, it's suddenly a more attacking team, isn't it? Which is why he should have played Van der Beek instead of McTominay. Let's forget about Pogba now. It's a big game against a great team with great home form. It's a defensive setup because Leipzig will go for the win on the attack. And so on the break, we can do well, says Angie S. Congratulations on the award. We've done that. He might have no chance but to bring Paul on at half-time if we are struggling, says Ewan Black. You'd hope he would go for Donny van der Beek. I mean, Paul Pogba does have us like that to a certain extent. You know, I'm not going to lie. He has got us like that. If this doesn't go right tonight and we're struggling and you look at your bench and you go, Paul Pogba's there, then, you know, what's one United legend you'd bring back to play, says Zed Toxicity. Tonight? Roy Keane. A fit Roy Keane. That's what you need. You need leaders, and that's what we need. Jack says Manchester is blue. I don't think it's ever been blue, mate. Even with your bloody oil titles, it will never be blue. When are you joining Brazzers, says JG. You're always rude, JG. And Mark, congrats, mate. Well deserved, says Villi. Thank you very much. Mark, as good as Pogba is as a player, he's now been consistent at all. He's never been consistent at all during the 4 years at United. There's been far better midfielders at United over the years: Scholes, Keane, and Bruno. And that was from Alex Jones. This is the game where we could use Fred. Shame he's out. I think that Pogba would not even be in consideration if Fred was available, says Simon. I just want to congratulate Solskjaer for putting his flagpole down and dropping Pogba after yesterday's antics, says Man United Lists. Yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. Nothing. That's that. Yeah, that's interesting. It really is interesting. I am going to get Flex on. I just don't think he's ready to come on yet. That's why I was checking my phone. Not heard from him yet. Waiting to see if he's ready. Oh, he's ready. There we go. Good timing. Hi, mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, can hear you.
What's your thoughts on the team news then? No Paul Pogba.
Yeah, no surprise. Well, actually, you could actually argue it is a surprise because you weren't sure how Ollie was going to, you know what I mean, whether he's going to put his foot down and do the right thing or just play him because it's a massive game and, you know, go down that route of we need our best players on the park. But I wouldn't have started him. I thought the news yesterday was bad. I've always tried to defend Pogba where I can, but you know, it doesn't matter whether you're up Pogba's arse, whether he can do no wrong, or whether you never wanted him to stay in the first place. You cannot excuse that. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter whether it was Scott McTominay. Doesn't matter whether it was Martial. Does not matter whether it was Rashford after even doing all the things, feeding the kids. Doesn't matter. You don't do that. You don't do that. And Ollie needs to make a point. So for me, a lot of people saying that I'm too loud, Mark. I don't know if you need to adjust that.
Oh, yeah, I can turn it down.
Yeah. So for me, I don't mind that. But and do you know what? I did kind of predict that team. I said the only person that I had in was Van der Beek over McTominay. And then I did go with the back five. I thought he would have done that. And it is a little bit defensive, you have to say. But I think with the players missing, no Fred, no Cavani, no Martial. Fair play, Luke Shaw's only just come back. I think it probably is the best thing to do. It really is. Because if we went with the front three, I had kind of Mata on my right-hand side with Greenwood up front and then Rashford on the left. But would that have worked? Maybe not so much. So I think we did get joy out of playing the back five. It's going to be a containment. They're going to have a lot of the ball. We're going to look to hit them on the counter. But there's nowhere for these lot to hide, man, because I've got a bad feeling about tonight. You know, I've been saying it for the last couple of days. I am really worried. Tweeted it today. I've just got... Because you know what it is, Mark? The evidence that we have with this team, when it truly matters, they haven't really stepped up to the plate. And I'm not talking about they've showed good mentality when they go a goal down in the league, 2 goals down, they still come back, 8 away games in a row. Brilliant. I'm talking about knockout football. Because let's face it, this is knockout football. Although it's a group stage game, if they lose, they are going home. Or they're not in the Champions League anymore, let's say. Yeah. And, you know, we've had 3 semi-finals, bottled them all. And I've just got a feeling, people will call it negative and stuff, it's just my feeling. My feeling is when I've looked back, when the games proper matter, I've not always seen us do it. And I hope to God I'm wrong. I've just got a bad feeling.
You think might we lose?
I've got a bad feeling, yeah. I've got a bad feeling.
Well, I mean, look, I think it's... well, that was what I was going to ask you as well, is that if we didn't have the Pogba thing, I would have looked at that team and not been happy. I would have been like, we're playing a back five, we're playing McTominay and Matic, so that's basically 7 defenders. And we know that Upamecano's out for Leipzig, and we know that they've conceded 7 in the last 2. He's clearly going there to looking to get a clean sheet, and I think that, you know, he knows a clean sheet gets us through, but never in a million years should you go into a game thinking, you know, let's keep a clean sheet and we'll go through. That's not Manchester United, and it's not the way football goes, especially in the modern day, because you can whack somebody from 10 yards away, it can catch your hand, VAR gives a penalty. So, you know, yeah. I'm also, look, I hope McTominay has a cracking game tonight. I'm so happy he's playing and Paul Pogba isn't.
Needs to, yeah.
But I would have picked Van der Beek. So for me, it's really hard to come away from the Pogba story because that's what's been created by Raiola. But if we hadn't had that, the 3 decisions that I would look at is always brought De Gea back in for Henderson, which I agree with. The back 5, which I don't agree with, because, you know, when are we going to move away from this back 5? The thing about the back 5 for me is that Shankar says, look, the lineup is screaming Thursday night's watch along. What I don't like about this is, if this was Liverpool or this was Man City, would they go to Leipzig and play a back 5?
No, of course not.
No,
of course not.
So,
no.
You know, people might say, oh, you've been a bit harsh, we've got to get behind the team. Of course we are. I couldn't be more behind the team because of what Raiola said. But if I'm being fair, I want to look at this. And a lot of people saying Tellez left wing. You're talking out your bloody arse. That's a back 5. It's a back 5. If you can't see that's a back 5, then if Tellez is on the left wing, who's playing on the right wing? You know, if you're trying to tell me it's a 4-2-3-1, who's the right-sided player? Greenwood and Rashford up front on his own.
Yeah, you know what's mad? I think those people are actually going off Google. I've just gone
going off apps or something like that. But
yeah, because when you look at it,
look. All right, okay. If it's a 4-2-3-1, if it's a 4-2-3-1, it's a 4-2-3-1, and we'll see at kickoff. But to me, that looks like it's a back 5. It's logical. It's a back 5. And I think what I would say if it is a back 5, then is when do we become this football club that we know what we are? People, the Ollie outers, and I agree with them on this. I mean, I'm not Ollie out, as people know, but I'm Ollie suspectful. I'm Ollie hoper instead of believer. What the Ollie outers say is 2 years, what's his best 11? What's his philosophy? Certain games he'll play a certain way, but then in a big game, he'll go to the back five, counter-attack. Well, I'll say what I said a year ago. Counter-attacking football belongs on a pub Sunday morning pitch. It's not football. It's cowardly. It's sit back, let them make a mistake, and quickly run up the other end and score a goal. When are we going to progress to being a football team, which is what Man United always were? So I do agree.
I think he's not bothered. I think he's not bothered.
Just pragmatic management, isn't it? That's what I mean.
Yeah, he's not bothered. He's not bothered about that. I think what it is that he doesn't believe in the players that he has right now at his disposal right now to go against really good teams without that shape. And then on top of that, if you're looking at it, I'm just looking at it from devil's advocate side on Ollie's way of thinking. He's had success with this system. So I think when he first started playing it, we all wasn't really that angry. I remember him starting to play it kind of early last season when we had the big games, Chelsea, Man City, etc. And when we got a success off it, it kind of was like, all right, we don't really like it, but if it works against the big teams and then you go against the other teams and play 4-3-3 or whatever, then fine, we'll take it. But I think from a manager's point of view, he doesn't clearly trust the players against good teams not in that shape, and B, he's saying, well, I need to play it a little bit safe here because I know this works. I know my players know it works, which it doesn't all the time. But I'm saying I've got results. I've got results over it. So I think he will keep on with that until maybe Pogba goes. Then you might get a Grealish, or you might get an Ndidi, or you might get a proper box-to-box midfielder, or central defence midfielder. You might get a proper right winger. You might get another fullback. I don't know, but I just think at the moment he doesn't trust in it.
We are 18 subscribers away from 915,000, so please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can hit that before the kickoff. Sean, Mr. Dotte, says, I mean, the fact is Leipzig needs to attack. Why not let them? It's not that complicated. This is easiest way to create space. Let's not overthink it, says M.A. And hey, Mark, we've done that one, Stephen Penner. I don't know why that super chat just keeps coming up. Look, it's not... Look, Vlad says having an identity is overrated. It's about winning. If you adapt and outplay opponents before the kickoff, that's power, not boasting to have a style of play. My preferred one is the winning one, says Vlad. Well, I disagree, Vlad. You know, what did you say? Having an identity is overrated. So Liverpool are overrated. Man City are overrated. They've got a very clear identity formation that they play every single week. So I don't think it's overrated. When we've been successful, we had clearly identifiable ways of playing. Ollie is a pragmatic manager who changes his team based on who he's playing. That, to me, is what Stoke do. It's not what Manchester United should do. And it is a criticism that I have. I think that... And also, I also think that when you're changing your formation and your personnel every game... How can you then moan about, we're playing 3 times a week? Well, it'd be a lot easier to play 3 games a week if you had a defined way of playing so that your players don't have to keep you learning. I mean, look, we played West Ham at the weekend. We played a 4-2-3-1. We literally played on Saturday night. We're now playing Tuesday night. 3 days later, from a 4-2-3-1, we could be playing a 5-3-2. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, expecting players to go from one formation to another formation to another formation. We need to have a defined way of playing. I mean, Raj says the app on the United app says it's 4-2-3-1 with Tellez on the left wing. I pretty much guarantee we won't be playing that. If we are, then we're playing the same formation.
Be interested if we do, though. You know what?
Well, it might be that when we attack. It will be that when we attack because that's exactly how we played against PSG. Because there was many times in Paris where Luke Shaw was actually on the edge of the penalty box of PSG, but when we didn't have the ball, it was a back 5. So it could be an adaptive 4-2-3-5-3-2. But all I would say is don't look at when we're attacking. Look when we're defending. See where Luke Shaw is, and see where Tellez is. And if Tellez
from kickoff, isn't it? Yeah. Look from kickoff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Simon says, I kind of understand the back 5. Look at how many goals we've conceded and how we've started games. If we can get through the first half, we can be more aggressive and win the game in the second half. And yeah, look, the thing is, what he may be doing, and Simon is right. It was a tactical masterclass and welcome to the Members Club, Grozer. It was a tactical masterclass in Paris. We did play the back 5 against Paris.
when we attacked, Luke Shaw pushed up and Tellez pushed up as well. And then with 60 minutes gone, we changed. We brought Pogba on, funnily enough, and we took the game away from them. So he may be looking to do that again. Chat Narnia says, what will you accept? Win with a back five or lose with a back four? To me, next round is important. We did not play back five at home, if I remember correctly. We played the Diamond at home. And stop complaining and support Ollie for once, says Jack C. Wrong explanation, Jack, and probably the wrong channel. It's a fan channel. It's about opinion. We wouldn't exist if we didn't digest and have opinions, mate. So at the end of the day, you're on the wrong channel if you don't like conversation and opinion. I do not trust our defence enough to hold out for a draw, and like you said, the chance of a penalty or something, show the fans you want it, says the Perseverer. The Pogba situation shouldn't take away from the fact that this team selection is poor, says Flux. And Pogba has only played a handful of good games in 4 years. He's no big loss at all, says Suggs. If you are calling him for being pragmatic, then can you call him tactically inept? I agree. I like having an identity, though. Great show, says O'Connor. And Sir Alec used to change things around to target the other team's weaknesses, especially in the big games. We weren't a top team. We've been hard-working. Rowan, I think you clearly didn't watch Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson, so don't slander what we were under Sir Alex Ferguson. He occasionally changed it away in Europe and against Arsenal, but we had a very distinctive way of playing under Sir Alex Ferguson, and it wasn't back fives and 4-2-3-1s and diamonds. Jonathan Barron, welcome to the Members Club. Pogba gone by summer, maybe to Juve. United could work a deal for Ronaldo, says Fridge. Twitter Riola interview was taken last week but released yesterday. Thoughts? Well, rack shit, that just shows that it was planned. You know what? I don't think Ollie was ever going to start Pogba. This was always going to be his plan, says Nathan. Bruno is world class. Ollie is rebuilding. Team that was terrible and he can play, says Stephen. Might be a 4-2-3-1 with Tellez as a left wing, says Nicola. And Mark, would United go 4-2-3-1 if we're losing, says Alex. Well, we'd have to, Flex, wouldn't we? It's going to be a very dynamic game, I think. A lot of people talking a lot of sense there. It is going to be a very dynamic game because ultimately if we did concede, we'd have to change. There's no point in playing a back five anymore.
No, exactly. You got to go for it, and that's what I mean.
What would you have done with the team today? Would you pick Pogba? Would you have played a different formation?
No, I said if it was me, I would have went with the front three. And I said at the time, some people were like, no, you can't play Mata in this game because of X, Y, Z. It's got to be Dan James. But I said with what's gone on in the week, with the injuries that he's got, I would have just gone with Van der Beek, Matic, and Bruno in the midfield three. Then I would have went Rashford, Greenwood, Mata, and then I would have went with the back four. But then in the same tweet, I said equally a back five could work and probably would do that because he won't want to leave. I don't think he fancied playing Greenwood up front by himself and Mata on the right, and I couldn't see Ollie going with that. So I thought the safer team or the one what Ollie really would do. Everyone's saying I'm too loud.
Just ignore them. You've been talking for ages. Okay.
What everyone would think Ollie would go with would probably be that back five. So yeah, for me, I wanted us to do the 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, whatever you want to call it. But I had a big feeling. I was not surprised to see the back five because again, that's what we went with against them last time. In Ollie's head, I know the game doesn't exactly tell you everything, the scoreline, sorry, but we won 5-0. Do you know what I mean? And it worked against PSG the first time as well. And then when we opened up against them and went with the 4, the other week, we saw what happened then. It was like a basketball game. It was end-to-end. So I think Ollie's playing a numbers game here. And he's saying, look, I've done better against these teams, hitting them on the counter-attack. Why am I going to change it? I tried to open up last week against PSG. It was a gamble. If we would have taken our chances, the game would have been dead, but it wasn't. And because we weren't in control of the game, because of the lack of that type of formation, I think it's a very safe and probably sensible, I think.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, look, I have noticed a lot on social media today. There's a lot of people talking about, I can't wait to watch the United stand when they lose tonight and this, that and the other. So there's a lot of people looking for us to fail today. Welcome to the Members Club, Dan Hibbard. And so far this season, it hasn't been Ollie who has changed games for United. It's been more about Bruno, the team saves him. And look, we've not spoken about that at all. Jamie Shawcross says, congratulations on the award. I honestly think we'll smash Leipzig tonight. I don't doubt it. We always seem to perform under pressure. And there's two things there, actually. Jamie's added it as well. I think that, one, Bruno Fernandes is key, and he will love this sort of a game. So keep your eye out for him. And two, obviously, the fact that, United do tend to produce when the chips are down. We did it against Everton when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was potentially facing losing his job, and I think that the players should massively be up for this. But of course, the other side of that is Nagelsmann's a very good coach. We're not playing a bunch of farmers. That's what will happen if we lose, and that they're going to be very up for it as well. So, this is where a lot of people's anger comes from in relation to what Raiola did, because it overshadowed what many of us were talking about before Raiola's comments, as what a huge game it is, and it is a huge game. And even I, as a fan, I'm still massively up for this game, but I can't lie and say that what happened last night has detracted a little bit. And the concern is if it does that to the players. There was a report from, I think it was Laurie Whitwell today, saying that the player, and in fact, I'll read out what it said. And it's quite interesting because, footballers are human beings, as we know, and they're not robots. And it was this. Mino Raiola's revelation has killed the pre-match positivity at Manchester United ahead of the game against Leipzig. Anger and frustration is prevailing in the team due to the timing of the statement. Paul Pogba was a contender to start. So that's from Laurie Whitwell, who is an athletic writer, Manchester United correspondent. What do you think about that? Killed the pre-match positivity in the dressing room, anger and frustration prevailing due to the timing of the statement. Very much how we feel as fans. So you hope it's not going to impact on the players.
100%. And that's the thing that's for me why Pogba couldn't start today, because what message would it have sent out to the players? What does it show them? Yeah, we can talk about just leave it till January, deal with it then, sell him then, whatever. Stick him on the bench, whatever. You can talk about all of that, but if he started tonight, what does that say to every single player in that dressing room? Who? Let's not get it twisted. Much as I've backed Paul Pogba, this ain't something that's just happened from nowhere that no one's ever. That everyone's like, oh, this is a bit random. We've never really heard that before. That's a bit out of character.
Yeah.
Like his agent's been doing this, and really, I think it just slaps a lot of fans in the face who have been backing him, because I feel a little bit like that. I'm not gonna lie. I can actually admit that, because you know what? Paul Pogba takes a lot of flack for many reasons. Many, many reasons. Some of it is down to who he is and where he's from, what he looks like. I understand that. Some of it. But not all of it. Not all of it. There's a large part of it. It's just because some people just don't rate him because he ain't been consistent. Sometimes it is that simple. There's no agendas. There's no... Do you know what I'm saying? Trying to discriminate against him because of his haircuts and all that. Some people just don't rate him. I'm talking about people that I've spoke to that look like Paul Pogba, that look like me. Do you know what I mean? I'm to anyone says it. People have said to me, he's just not that good. And I'm like, listen, Paul Pogba can be that good. I know he can be that good, and I want to find a spot for him in this team. Let's be patient. We'll do it. We'll find it. I'm with one of them who always got a reason as to why we should keep him and why we should make it happen. But you got to take the blinkers off sometimes when it's going on right in front of your eyes. Mino Raiola speaks for Paul Pogba. So if Mino Raiola came out and said that Paul Pogba was against I don't know, someone's sexuality or somebody's whatever, said something about Paul Pogba, would Paul Pogba just not say anything about it? Because no, he speaks for him. So come and put it right then. This is the same thing. If he doesn't represent your views accurately, and he's your manager / your agent, and he's making it hard for you going into work every day, you're going to say shut up, or you're going to release a statement saying, nah, this is wrong, or this is, I don't believe in this, or I'm sorry, this is not how I feel, or this is how I feel, however, I didn't want it to come out now, and then you deal with that. But nothing, you get nothing. And for me, that's one thing too many now. One thing too many. It's not a personal thing. I knew he wanted to leave. I'm not, and that's another thing that really pisses me off. This whole, if I was him, I'd just want to leave anyway because the club sold him down the river. What do you expect and stuff like that? And well, they've sold every player down the river if you want to be like that. Who just because he's been amazing in France and won all these things, at the end of the day, you got to look at what he's done for us. And there's been loads of times when Paul Pogba's not there, and it's like, well, we did all right without him. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't just keep hold of him because he's going to go somewhere else and play well. Yeah, he probably will go somewhere else and play well because he wants to be there, wherever that there is. So that's fine. I've got no problem with that. So for me, I don't care that the news is that he wants to leave and he's not happy here. Cool. We knew that already. But for that to happen now and to come out not even forget just this game, Mark. We've got the Manchester derby on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is.
We're definitely,
it's a massive week.
We're definitely. What I would say is that I've had people saying, "Oh, you've never liked Pogba." I'm like, "You've never watched the show. Piss off." I mean, see, look, there's people who don't like the United Stand. Don't bloody watch it. It's like the One Show, 7:00 on BBC One. If you don't watch it, don't watch it. Like, you don't watch the United Stand if you think I've never liked Paul Pogba. You just don't. Part of me thinks I wish I didn't like Paul Pogba, because I've had so many people over the years saying for the last few years he's poisonous, he's a bad influence in the dressing room. I've heard it. I've been told so many times on DMs from people I trust, he's a bad influence in that football club. And I'm like, well, some things you choose to believe, some things you don't. And I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to believe that. I think some people just got it in for him. So, part of me thinks I wish I had said for 2 years I don't like Pogba. I think he's a bad influence. But the reality is I do like him. But I'm the same, and I've said it. I'm disgusted with what's happened. And for me, it's not about wanting to leave the club. It's about what we were just saying about how the players apparently feel: disgusted and upset and angry and frustrated and deflated. Because it is. The ultimate thing is you go on facts. Mino Raiola is an agent for Paul Pogba. An agent acts on behalf of the player. Paul Pogba has not come out and said that's not true. So it is true. It is from him. And it's right before a big game saying, I don't like this football club and I want to leave. He shouldn't even be on the bench, really. But he's a talented player. And what I would say is, as much as I never would pick him again, and I wouldn't, and maybe that's just silly stupidness from me, I don't know. I would never pick him again. That's how angry and frustrated I feel and let down. Beyond all that, Flex, the reality is that we are weakened by this as well. He played very well against West Ham. There's no doubt in my mind he's a good player. We've got loads and loads of games.
Of course he is.
He's thrown us under the bus before tonight, but it's not just about tonight. It's the Manchester derby. It's the games before Christmas. I mean, it's going to be... Look, tonight's tonight. All we got to focus on tonight. But going forward after tonight, it's going to be carrying on because... I don't even know. I doubt United even know how to deal with this. They probably say to him, if you've got any respect for yourself, come out and put a statement out because I want to use you before you're sold in January. And we might not sell you till the summer. So what are you going to do? But obviously he's got a plan. I don't know what you think is the plan behind releasing that last night is.
It'll be really interesting. I've turned my mic down. Let me know what that sounds like as well. It'd be really interesting to see what happens because actually, again, another big... Is Pogba just going to be on the bench till January now? Is that going to happen? The club, I saw a statement today, or one of the journalists tweeted that, I think it was Manchester Evening News were reporting that the club have declined to kind of report on it now because we've got a big game coming up.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm thinking, that's fine. We want to get this out of the way and the inquest will kind of come afterwards, but you can't help but think, what's going to happen? Do you know what I mean? We're nearly in January. Do you just cash in? Then? But no one's going to afford him, and the club ain't going to want to just rush it. So now we're left with a player, which is why I'm really pissed off. It's been said now. Even if behind closed doors you've sat in Ollie's office and said, "Look, cool." You look at the Christian Eriksen thing. If you watch that documentary with the Spurs thing, he went in, he sat with Jose, and he's going, "Listen, I want to leave. I want to go to Inter. Just let me go, please." And they kept him on the bench. They said, "Look, fine. The right money comes in for you. We'll accept the offer." Do you know what I'm saying? But he's in the squad every week. He was coming off the bench, providing a couple assists here and there. Yes, he wasn't the Christian Eriksen of old, but there wasn't his agent talking shit, saying, "Oh yeah, he's upset. He wants to leave, and basically he can't express himself at Tottenham because they won't let him be who he wants to be," and all of this stuff. You didn't hear any of that. Why? Because Eriksen was being professional. Do you know what I mean? It's like people who are at Pogba's are so far bad. It's like they can't just go, "Nah, you know what? That is unprofessional, though, man. He does have to just come clear it up. Just come clear it up. Just come clear up the mess. If you really want to, you can do it."
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And I'm, the fact that he hasn't speaks volumes. Welcome to the Members Club, Thomas Kiska. Thank you very much. Ollie did the right thing by benching Pogba. He should never be allowed to play for United again until he publicly apologises, says Sanjay. I agree with that. And since neither Real Madrid, Juventus nor PSG really want to pay full price, this is Raiola's way of driving down his price. So United are desperate to get rid of him and willing to accept less, says M.A. I agree. I think there has to be a motive, doesn't there? Sometimes we require subjective measures of progress. I remember wearing diapers before European nights of the past because I was perpetual soiling myself. Now I'm a bit more confident. We all are. That's the progress enough for now? No. says JD. I mean, the interesting thing is the players are just coming out onto the pitch now to have a little bit of a kickabout, and of course Paul Pogba will be there. It could be a masterclass what Ollie's doing here. I mean, if he totally left him out, does that not cause a bigger issue than just putting him on the bench and not using him?
100%. I agree with that 100% because that's what I mean. You got to be very careful and very astute as a manager when you got to manage situations. Do you know what I mean? You do have to do that. I think we all think it's just do this, just make that decision, just don't even put. When you was angry, and I see why you're saying it. Do you know what? Put him back on the plane, send him back to Manchester. No, because what that does is in the press conference and then before or after the game, if the team loses or draws, it'll be dominated by Paul Pogba. Do you know what I mean? And
his next press conference on Friday will be very interesting, won't it?
100%, because he's going to get asked, and they'll and after the game. And I bet you, Ollie will just say what he always says. Ollie will just say, "Listen, Paul's our player. We're very happy with Paul. When he's a better player, when he's on the pitch and he's in great form, and he's working to get back to full fitness. He scored a great goal against West Ham, and that will be it. He will not say." And he won't get drawn into it. He will go, "I don't want to talk about what anyone else or agents have been saying," and he will just stay away from it because that's almost what you have to do. But where this is a bit different now is because this is like the ultimate final piss take. Now it would be nice that when you were saying as well, it would be nice for the club to say, you know what, up yours, like piss off, innit? Like it would be so nice and refreshing to see that honesty, but we won't see that. I'm almost certain we won't see that.
Interesting lineup for Leipzig. Galassi in goal, Mikhail, Kanate, Orban, Angelino. Obviously no Upamecano. In the midfield, they've got Sabitzer, Hadara, Campbell and Kunku, and then it's Forsberg and Olmo. No Poulsen. So they're going for more, and Kunku's a player I really like. They're going for intricate players, skilled players, flair players, really. Poulsen is a bit of a target man. I'm sure we will see him at some point. But also Justin Kluivert's on their bench as well, who people will know from Ajax as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's written in the stars for Pogba to come off the bench to score and secure our places, Eric McGuinness. It would be interesting. I mean, that's something I do want to ask before kickoff. I want to get your sort of score prediction, which I think you're feeling a bit negative. Gunnar Station says, if United lose tonight, think Ollie's job is safe as all the attention will be on Pogba and his agent rather than Ollie, but still think United will do the job. And ideal world, I'd love Pogba to sign a contract to be a success, but we live in reality. He wants to go and we should sell the first opportunity, he says, Nick Warren.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But how would you feel? Congratulations on the Football Content Award, Mark. Flex was robbed, says Joshua Bell. I don't know how. I don't even know how those awards.
You weren't nominated, mate.
I don't even know how those awards work. I mean, looking at some of the awards, I'm like, bloody hell. Must be little fivers going here, there, or everywhere. I don't know. Sam Peavy says, to be fair to Pogba, Evra and others have said that he's previously asked the board to leave and they refused to sell him. So why this is Pogba's fault? It's also the board's fault. Sam, I think some people are getting lost in their Pogba love because the reality is, stop thinking about Pogba and wanting to leave United. I think a lot of people are going, well, he wants to leave and he wasn't allowed to leave. I think that's totally irrelevant. It's what he did last night. It's releasing a story like that on the night before a massive game. It's disrespectful. That's why a lot of people have lost interest in Pogba. It's nothing to do with wanting to leave. We know he wants to leave. It's not really breaking news he wants to leave United.
Exactly.
It's doing it in the way that he's done it. It lacks respect for his teammates, his fans and his club, and that's why people are pissed off. And people are saying, well, he didn't actually, I mean, I saw people yesterday and they should know better. They're big accounts, and well, he didn't actually say it. So why would Mino Raiola sit and do an interview about Paul Pogba when he's got Haaland and Verratti to talk about? Why would he talk about Paul Pogba? Because it's his bloody client, so but what would you feel like if it's 20 minutes to go, we're 1-0 down, and Van der Beek's on the bench, Mata's on the bench, Lingard's on the bench, Pogba's on the bench, and it's Pogba who takes his shirt off and comes on? Is that right?
Wouldn't blame Paul Pogba for it. That's one thing I would say. It's not his fault.
Should Solskjaer do it though?
I don't think he should. I think if this would have happened, just not like, i.e. not before the day before when they're on the plane and they're already out there, I think he comes in and there's got to be some sort of disciplinary thing that happens anyway. Something has to be sorted. So yeah, I don't think he should. However, if Ollie sees it, and this is down to the manager, this is where you got to give a bit of, this isn't Pogba's fault. If Ollie does do that, that's on him. And you know what? If he does put the shirt on, that's when we're in an emotional kind of rock and a hard place, because listen, we're Man United supporters, and any game that we play, we want to win. Any player that is playing in the shirt, we want them to do well, unless they've committed an awful crime or something that's really moral.
Do you know what I mean? Devil's advocate. I'm just watching his highlights against West Ham, and he played very well. I mean, it's not like he woke up on Sunday morning. The article with Riola had probably already been done by then. So
it's weird.
He played well, didn't he? So
that's another reason why we're even more pissed off, because you know what? We've been waiting for him to kind of get back into the team, have a good influence. And look at this same what we do an hour before kickoff. Before the West Ham game, what were we both saying? Big day for Paul Pogba. Big game for Paul Pogba.
Look, the thing is, I hate Paul Pogba, Flex. You hate Paul Pogba. I hate Paul Pogba, apparently. Yesterday morning, I knew nothing about this Mino Raiola comments. He's in my team. He's in my predicted team. He's in the team I would pick. He's playing in a diamond. And that's because of what he did against West Ham. He's got to play.
Don't hate Paul Pogba at all. I've always backed Paul Pogba, but you can't.
But this is what the Pogba lovers say now, isn't it? Because if you're either with him or you're against him, which is
I don't get
ridiculous.
That. Why can't you just be with right and wrong? Yeah. Why can't you just do that?
And he's wrong. What he's done.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You said it as well. If Bruno does it, Maguire does it, Rashford does it. I don't care how many. Marcus Rashford's been a legend off the pitch. If he did that through his agent last night, he'd get the same.
100%. That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't matter that he's done the free school meals and got an MBE and been absolutely amazing. Yeah. This is within the world of football and his employer, and you can't. At this level, at any level, actually, because it's just disrespectful. You can't do that, especially, like I said, on a consistent basis. I even backed Paul Pogba through the last thing, with the translation kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? You did too. He was like, look, they're trying to spin that. He's, we got misquoted, and even people who don't like Paul Pogba were saying, nah, I don't care. It's always happening. Do you know what I mean? So he's right back from. I remember because we were there in China when he said it. When he said, I'm looking for a new challenge, the writing was on the wall then, and it's just been an uphill struggle ever since, to try and put something to bed. And then coronavirus hit, and it just changed everything. So I knew it. I didn't think it would come this early, because I was saying this would happen in the summer, the Pogba saga, which if it's going to happen anytime, it should be the summer. Not the eve before a big game, man. And the fact that Paul Pogba is happy with this guy representing him, I think silence is complicit in this instance.
It's interesting because Rio Ferdinand's talking, and Gary Lineker's Rio Ferdinand's basically saying that the club should be nipping it in the bud in relation to the agent, and Gary Lineker's just said a good point. Why is Paul Pogba not nipping it in the bud? Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? How?
Didn't Cardiff fans say that Ollie was sacked? He kept changing his formation too much and never had constant formation, says Red Baron. Mark, I'm not defending Pogba. I'm just trying to point out the incompetence of the board for not selling him earlier to avoid a scenario like this. Says Sam Peeve. I think that's a fair point. And Scholes has just said that Raiola is... Scholes has just said Pogba's a good lad. Now everyone's looking on the outside because of his agent. They'll think he's a bad lad. Which is interesting. So Pogba is actually... Scholes is protecting him. I disagree.
But you got to have some accountability. You got to have accountability. This is the thing with that. Let me tell you this, yeah? This is the thing that annoys me about that. Because, hold on a minute, you choose who represents you. Unless there's some conspiracy that I don't know about, I'll hold my hands up if that comes out. That, I don't know, Paul Pogba got held to ransom unless Raiola was his agent. Yeah. You choose your agent. You choose your agent. An agent is a very important thing. That's the person who's going to secure the bag for you. That's the person who's going to put food in your family's mouth and get you the best deal possible. Your agent is a very important person. Yeah. So don't give me that whole, well, it kind of looks bad on him now. It's not really fair on him. No. Paul Pogba has had this guy as his agent for a very long time, for a reason, because he gets him lucrative deals and secures the bag for his family. Yeah. So if you're that unhappy with him, he wouldn't be your agent. You obviously trust him. You obviously don't mind what he's doing. Do you get that? So that's what I'm done with that now. I'm not buying this whole, it's not him, it's his agent talking. Forget that shit, man. Your agent represents you. And you know that. So if they come out and talk crap, you get rid of them, or you come and set the record straight. Not this. I don't have to speak.
Well, it's really interesting because Ferdinand's now saying, Scholes right. Paul's a good lad. He shouldn't be letting his agent put his name in the press. Fucking hell, Rio. I mean, do you think fans are thick? Like, Paul's a good lad. He shouldn't let his agent be. His agent acts for him. Sack your agent. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
There's loads of agents out there. If Mino Raiola has lied and damaged the good lad's name, Paul Pogba's had 24 hours to come out and say he's lying. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not going to use him anymore. There's loads of agents he could use.
It's bullshit.
It's breach of contract. Do you think
it's getting me more and more angry?
Do you think Paul
the more
Pogba's contract with Mino Raiola has something in it that says if you slander my name publicly, our contract is terminated? Damn right it does. So, I mean, this is bullshit. I'm disappointed in Scholesy and I'm disappointed in Rio that they're sat there saying Paul's a good lad. It's not his fault. It's the agent. Well, they've not said it's not his fault, but what they've said is he's a good lad and the agent should not be using his name. He represents him. Come on, it's just. They don't want to come out and slag Paul Pogba off. That's basically it. They haven't got the balls to do it, where many of you have. He's wrong. It's like what Flex says. There's wrong and right with this, and it's very wrong to do it. So, there we go. Probably found out he wasn't playing tonight, was pissed so-called Raiola to release the interview. Disgrace, says Lawrence G. You guys are right. I'm a Pogba lover, but was absolutely angry, disappointed and sad yesterday. Don't care about him anymore. I mean, the thing they have said, Flex, is it won't impact the players. They've spoke about when Rooney said it didn't bother us. We'll just crack on with it, which is interesting.
Look, and that's the biggest key of this is they are professionals in it. You can work in an office. If someone keeps saying to you in the office, in the desk next to you, I hate it in here, man. It's so shit. It's boring. I just want to leave. You ain't going to stop filing your accounts or doing what you need to do on your computer. Like, you still got to do your job. Do you know what I mean? So it shouldn't. And if the players play poorly, what I won't be doing is, see, you had the Paul Pogba thing. That's one thing I do want to say, actually. I don't want to be really hearing about that, to be honest, because that is unfair on Paul Pogba. I will say that. Don't get me wrong, it don't help in the way on the lead up to it, but a bad performance won't be on the Paul Pogba thing, because like I said, I already made my mind up or got doubts about this game because I've seen us in the big game when it really matters. That's with Paul Pogba in the team. Do you know what I'm saying?
Look, I think what we need to do 19 minutes away from kickoff, and it's great that we've got rid of 41 minutes talking about Pogba, but he ain't playing. We might be talking about him at the end of the game, but if this whole Pogba thing hadn't happened and we're 19 minutes away from the kickoff, we're quite rightly talking about the game. We're talking about how it's going to go, and that's the mindset we need to get into. And Muzzy Lions, Roy Keane would slam him, Scholes, and Scholes and Rio are hiding. I agree, Muzzy Lions. What if, and it's a big if, what if Pogba is waiting for after the game to fire or talk about Raiola to focus on the game today? Maybe, says that boy Juice. No, I think he should have said it before, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but if he does do that, then at least it's something.
And here's one from Conor Patrick. Irish pundits and RTE just said that if Pogba walked into the dressing room of 10 years ago, he would have even been thrown out or knocked out. And I it's funny. I was talking to Drawty about that this afternoon, just quickly before we start talking about the game. And I said, look, unfortunately, fortunately, because I've seen the good times at United, but I know for a fact, and I said it last night, Pep, Klopp, they wouldn't put up with this. But I know the thing is, we don't need to talk about other clubs. Very recently in our history, we had a manager called Sir Alex Ferguson, and we had leaders in that dressing room like Roy Keane, and there's just no way. He wouldn't be at the club for a start, but if he'd done that the night before a game, forget it. I don't know where he'd be, but he wouldn't be anywhere near that dressing room. But football has moved on, of course it has, and we must move on. Ali says if he comes on, I don't want him on the players' rating. Yeah, I think if Pogba comes on, the player rating show will be very interesting. And Robbo FM says Ollie absolutely shit the bed with this lineup and tactics. Just hope we pull it off. And it will be really interesting how this game pans out. I think he's going to have to be very dynamic, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because if it's not working, you cannot just hang on. I'm terrified of VAR these days. I think it can change a game. I think what I would say about Mourinho is that Jose Mourinho, with this Lille assistant coach, has changed the way he plays football. He does try to score goals. He tries to defend well, but he tries to move things on and be more adaptive. Because I think in the modern day game, Mourinho is the prime example of this, Flex, that you cannot go into a game like Inter did 10 years ago against Barcelona and say, look, we're just going to nullify them and get a 0-0 draw. Football,
No.
I don't think Inter beat Barcelona 10 years ago like they did, because there would have been something in that game that VAR would have spotted, whether it was a handball or a foul or something. It's very, very hard to go and get a 0-0. We've got to be expansive in this game. And I know your prediction is that this is going to go wrong tonight, results-wise. Which is odd, you said, you did say it in the chat last night, and I was like, flex, exclamation mark, but you have predicted a loss, which is fine. It's not like you want a loss.
No, I don't. I really don't. And you know what? I can admit that I'm probably a bit in my feelings because of the past and of what we've been in these situations, and a bit like, you know what? There's two possible results we can get as well. We just have to avoid defeat, and that worries me. It worries me. Do you know what I mean? So listen, I hope to God I'm completely wrong and I can blow a sigh of relief, and then people can say, you didn't even think we was going to win. Haha, sit down. Yeah, I want that.
It's not negative to predict a loss. It doesn't mean you're not a fan. It's just that
I don't want us to lose. I just think we might.
We mustn't allow. And look, we've nearly got 40,000 watching before the game, which is fantastic. Remember, we're live for every single game.
That's probably all the Arsenal fans coming over to hear.
I know there's a lot of fans. I've seen the social media tonight. Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, Spurs fans. They want to see Goldbridge rage, which hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully they're going to have a very...
It is peak if it happens, though, Mark. You know what one of my friends said to me today, Sports Man United? He goes, it's not, I don't mind. Well, if we go into the Europa League, as long as we win it, I don't care.
The truth about the Europa League is, and I'll say this right now, is if we go in the Europa League, forget the league, because it's Thursday, Sunday. But what I was going to say is, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we were very close to 915,000, so bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. It's free to do it. We're live every day at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning. Previews, transfer news, match reaction. We've got the fan forum after the game with Flex and KG and guests. We've got the player ratings show with me straight after the game. Loads and loads to get involved with the channel. Fantastic community. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. I am keeping an eye on Solskjaer's pre-match talk. I'm pretty sure he will have said, no, I'm not answering about anything about Paul Pogba, so don't ask 100%. Me. So I don't think there's going to be anything about that. But yeah, I will say there's nothing wrong with saying you think Man United are going to lose, because Leipzig are a good side. I mean, look, let's go back to the game a few weeks ago at Old Trafford. Everyone was like, Nagelsmann's a great coach, and I wouldn't mind him at Manchester United. We wiped the floor with him. He's still a good coach. He's still a very good coach, and he's still got very good players. And the unfortunate thing is, for me, if we don't qualify from this group and we lose to Leipzig, it's not losing to Leipzig tonight that really I go, oh my God. It's not like Wolfsburg 5 years ago with Van Halen. That was 5 years to the day was when we got knocked out by Wolfsburg and ended up in the Europa League as well. But it won't be because of that tonight, because if we come out of this group and we beat Leipzig and they beat us, and we beat PSG and they beat us,
that can happen with the good teams.
Yeah, that's sort of acceptable. It's that Istanbul away game that's put us in this situation. So, Leipzig,
you know, the worst thing is, Mark, I was looking at the table to see the 9 points, see the goal difference, and see everything, just to get a picture. And I just looked at the Leipzig thing. I was like, they've lost every single game. Then we rocked up. Like it'd just be typical Man United, and that's so true that you say that, because. Look, this is a group with three very good teams in it. No disrespect to Istanbul, but the table doesn't lie. They've only won one game. They've lost all the rest. And if we don't go through today, you're 100% right. It is down to that. It is down to that, because you should have gone on over there and handle your business, or at least not lose. Do you know what I mean? Because if we would have got the draw there, we would have been through by now as well. So I don't mind. You can lose against PSG on any given day, just because we've got a decent record against them in the last 3 years. We were kind of like a bit more happy than usual. But look, you can lose against PSG. You can lose against this Leipzig side. It can happen, or you can draw. But it's like you said, it's that Istanbul game, and that really will be where it was won and lost, as they say.
Marcus O says, United will not lose. Trust me, Leipzig overrated. And come on, United, we can do this, Mark. The team news is awful, but if we get through, I couldn't care less. Performance as Kieran Brennan. And I tell you what, I do want to give a bit of a rousing speech here in a way. It's not going to be long, don't worry. But what I do want to say is that Manchester United, to me, and my granddad and my mum, that's the reason I support Manchester United. My granddad was obsessed with the Busby Babes before the tragedy. They were a really exciting young side from all around the country that everybody was in love with, because it had never really been done before. These young players from all over the country playing the football the way they did. venturing off into Europe. Then we had the resurrection in the 60s with George Best, Bobby Charlton, Dennis Law. Then we went into the 70s. It wasn't great. Sir Alex Ferguson came in the 80s. We already had Brian Robson, Roy Keane's, Cantona's, class of 92s, Ronaldo's, Van Nistelrooy's. The years roll by, the Rooneys. This team matters. This team matters. Forget Bruno FC, forget Martial FC, forget Pogba FC, forget this nonsense and get behind this. Manchester United Football Club. We're the greatest football story ever written. We've had tragedy, resurrection, success. We've had it all. And this is why what happened last night matters to me and matters to a lot of people, because when you put this football club in the mud, you turn your back on that. You wash that mud off and you never let them do that again. And that's what Manchester United need to do. But what Manchester United need to do tonight, and what we as fans need to do, because there are Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea fans, and I don't blame them, waiting for us to slip up. We need to go out there, get behind this team, and those players need to respond to that support that we're all giving them tonight. Because when we take a kick like we did last night, when we get humiliated like we did last night, we stand up as a fan base and we get behind this team and we show those people that you can knock us, you can try and push us down, but we're bigger than you and we're going to stand up. And that's what I want to see from United. So look, I don't think Scott McTominay's good enough for Man United to start. I'm not convinced the back five is the way we should go, but I don't really give a shit, because what I do care about is Manchester United. And I don't care whether we play 10 behind the ball. If we get the result tonight, I'm there with everybody else saying, up yours, Riola. This is Manchester United.
What a speech.
But that's how we all feel, isn't it?
No, that's true. No, you're right. You're right.
If Pogba's agent hadn't done that last night, I'll guarantee, and everybody in the live comments know, if Pogba's agent hadn't done that last night, I would not have been as motivated as I am. I'd still be really excited, but I probably would be going, why is Donny van der Beek playing? Why is McTominay playing? I would. I know I would.
Yeah,
I know I would.
You do that every game. Every game.
I would. Why are we playing a back five? Why are we playing McTominay? I would.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is interesting here, Mark. This is Solskjaer and Pogba being on the bench. My decision tonight is obviously tactical. That's the only thing. We made a team decision way before this game because we decided on Scott and Nemanja in that midfield before West Ham.
Yeah.
But that's probably a really smart answer.
It makes it easy anyway, doesn't it? Because actually, he doesn't need to answer the question there. Because
exactly. But he could be lying. If
Pogba was in the team, then he would have to come out and say, well, it has been difficult because Pogba was in the team and I've dropped him. It's convenient. He's not lying to say that.
He has to say that.
Yeah.
KG always says Ollie's one of the best liars going, but even away from the jokes, that's just what you say as a manager. Like, you take the heat off the situation, you don't pour.
And
to
if it's true, it helps, doesn't it? It really does help.
100%, exactly.
So, but yeah, I mean, look, I would have been. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. If McTominay had been in, if we hadn't had the Riola thing last night, and McTominay, and look, let's just take what Flex says there. If Ollie has had this team ready before the West Ham game and Riola doesn't come out with that last night, I'd be bloody fuming. Why is Van der Beek not playing? Why is Pogba not playing? I've got massive doubts about Ollie. And I would have done all that. I would have done all that.
Yeah, you've been doing that. That's what you do every week.
And I would have done it, and I would have been right to do it. But the reality is, what Riola's done, he's made me not give a shit what the team is. He's just made me be absolutely one of those win, lose or draw United fans who I don't agree with. But I am like that tonight. I'm like, I don't care how we win. This is not this game is massive, but it's about shoving it right up the arse of those people who've tried to, humiliate us. And I'm all for it. I hope McTominay scores an absolute banger on his birthday. I hope that Maguire has got Koulibaly shaking in his boots at the end of the game tonight, because he's amazing. I hope Dan James comes on and puts Messi in the mud with individual brilliant goal. I don't really care as long as they've got that United shirt on tonight. I just hope they've got the passion and drive that we've all got, because if we've got it, they should have it as well.
But that's it.
I'll let you have a chat with the live comments for a moment, Flex. I'm just going to go and have a quick pre-match. The nervousness is starting to come through now.
Mark's going for a pre-match shit then, basically. Is that what you're saying?
No, not one of those. I'll be back at
Don't mute me when you walk off. Don't mute me.
I'm muting me.
Are you sure? I don't trust him, guys. Let me know in the comments if you can actually hear me, because this guy will just mute me, banter me, walk off, and I'll just talk to myself until he comes back from his shit. But let me know in the comments what you think, man. Prediction-wise, tell me how you're feeling, because I've been in my feelings today. I can admit that. I've been very, very nervous about this game. Like I said, whenever it really, really matters, we don't show up. We don't show up. And how we've been playing in these away games, especially in the Prem, where we keep letting the home team get 1-0 up, 2-0 up. Do you know what I mean? That's going to run out, and you can't afford to do that in this type of game, especially when Leipzig know that they have to win. So we need to let the game go as long as possible without them scoring. Don't concede anything early. Obviously, we want the clean sheet, but don't concede anything early and fight for it. This is basically a cup final, but a weird cup final because you can have up to 2 results and still win. Do you know what I'm saying? Because let's not get this twisted. This is knockout football. If they lose this game, barring that PSG lose to Istanbul, which I can't see happening, but if they lose this game, we're gone. Yeah, we're gone. We're out, and they will have no one to look at but themselves. So for me, it is about a rallying cry. I hope that my gut feeling is wrong, and I hope that we smash it because we need to. There's no going back. And then another thing I want to say is, if Ollie does get this win for us, you got to give him his flowers. You got to give him his props because you know what? All of this, every kind of loss and every kind of bad result is Ollie's job's on the line. Ollie's this, Ollie's that. Let's not forget, guys. Apart from maybe some of you at home who will go, not me. A lot of us, me included, looked at those balls being drawn out of the pot and said, Jesus, that's a really difficult group. I tweeted as a joke, but kind of, when you tweet as a joke, but you really mean it. I was like, how's it work with Europa League again? Is it third? Like thinking, that's a tight group.
But remember, the first 2 games were PSG and Leipzig, and we had 6 points, didn't we?
Exactly. So
we were like, we're on easy street. We'll be resting people in Germany, and we should have been.
You should have been. So if Ollie comes through this,
Istanbul, and we'd be through
with the Pogba thing, with Martial being out, with Luke Shaw only just coming back, with Fred being banned, with Cavani being injured. If he gets us through this, you got to give him his flowers. I don't care if it's individual brilliance because Bruno done a madness or whatever. Like, you got to give him his props, innit? Especially if he finishes top of the group.
Hey, look, at the end of the day, on a very, very serious note, you raise a good point there. Cavani out, Fred out, Martial out, and look, Pogba, I don't care what anybody says, if Pogba hadn't done that yesterday, he's still a very good player. He's still a good player now. He's just shit on us, hasn't he? And also Phil Jones. That's 5 players, super players. I know, take Phil Jones out there, but it is 4 really good players.
Yeah.
3 of them obviously injured. One of them has just, thrown us under the bus. But how likely is it that we go for a world-class CDM instead for Pogba this January, says Guri? I mean, look, I think, some people said we won't be doing business in January. I tell you what, that's not the intention of Paul Pogba and Raiola, so it'll be interesting. 5 players from the bench you will bring ahead of Pogba if we're losing the match, says Nick Hill. You know what? I thought he was going to start Pogba, so I'm going to just say here that I think we might see him in the second half ahead of...
Yeah, and you know what? If he does do that, look, we're behind him. Like, you know what I mean? I want him to... If he does get called upon, even though he's done wrong, there's a time and a place, isn't it? And the time and the place isn't going to be in the middle of a game that if we lose, we flipping out of the Champions League. So he needs to put his shirt on and perform. He needs to put his shirt on and perform. And I'll be happy if he performs.
I had people today saying 90th minute winner from Pogba and Goldbridge is in the mud. And I was laughing. I was like, mate, I'm in the mud because my club's won. How can I be in the mud? Like, Pogba scores. It will be weird. It will be weird because I don't like him at the moment. But ultimately, my team wins. So I'm not in the mud.
What I mean. I'm not in the mud. Pitch,
he's still what he's done is still very wrong. Just by scoring a goal doesn't make me think, I love him again. I will for that second. I'll be over the moon. But I still think what he's done is wrong.
Emotional heartstrings, and this is what football does to you as a fan, because it's very difficult to separate the individuals as humans from the club, because all you care about is the team winning. So in this instance, if Paul Pogba comes on, who's going to watch him warming up and going, I hope he comes on and plays shit? What, at the detriment of the thing that we all love, which is Manchester United? No, you want him to come on and play well if he's called upon. Wanting him to be called upon is something different. But if Solskjaer makes that call, is what I'm saying, there's no way I'm going to see him cross that white line and want him to play crap. Like,
no, it's no. I said that tonight. I mean, if you are pro, I mean, look, Pogba could have been in that team then. What are you going to do? Sit there and go, I want us to lose because Pogba's playing? It plays on your emotional heartstrings, like Flex says. But ultimately, I would have said, look, I wouldn't pick him. And I'm sure a lot of you wouldn't have picked him. But I'm not the manager of Manchester United. If Ollie picks him, I've got to back that team, haven't I? Whether I agree with it or not, I don't ever want to be... I mean, we have got fans in our fan base that wanted us to lose to get rid of managers and etc. But if he'd gone with him, I'm glad he hasn't gone with him. It makes it easier to get behind the team. But if he'd gone with him or he brings him on, I've got to get behind that because I want United.
You do have to get behind it.
Yeah,
you do.
I want United to win. People think because Pogba's French and famous, he's very extrovert. He's not. I bet he feels awkward with his agent, but doesn't know how to confront him, says Adastra. Mate, he's one of the best.
Nah.
He's one of the biggest personalities in world football. He goes around the world as an ambassador for Adidas and charities. He knows exactly how to deal. He hasn't got an agent there like a Fagan bullying him. He knows.
Listen,
he can get rid of
We don't know the Paul Pogba that sits at home on his sofa with his family. And I've always said, for how flamboyant everyone thinks Pogba is, like with the dancing and stuff like that, he doesn't go to clubs. He doesn't drink alcohol for his eyeballs. He's not partying.
He comes across as a nice lad, which is why I'm so disappointed.
He's just a cool family guy, 100%. I'm never going to speak ill on that side of it because I don't believe in that. I really don't. I will only ever speak on what I see in a footballing context, in a footballing world with the decisions that he's been making or lack of decisions. And what I don't believe is that he's too scared to speak to the agent to say, shut the F up. I'm not having that.
No, I disagree.
Right.
Anyway, I will let you get off and we will speak at half time.
Yes, we will. Come on, boys.
Well, here we go.
Come
It's
on.
all about the match now, isn't it?
Come on. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
I'll speak to you at half time, pal.
All right, nice one.
Cheers. You can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. I'll take that out of my ear for a bit. Mark, I feel sick, says Joshua Bowater. I tell you what, I'm not grateful for what Paul Pogba did at all. Of course, I'm not, but I'm almost grateful because it's allowed us to, really whiz through the last hour and a half or so that we've been live, we're now here at kickoff on what's a very, very nervy game. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. I've just got to put it out there. So Bobby Charlton is the cutest thing, that he shows up home and away every game, cold or rain. He's still there, 60 years, says Joe Alexander. So happy Shaw is back. Hopefully he can help the defence, says Jay Hor 1229. And we have Bruno, our leader, will take us to the next round, says Matt. And I tell you what, we've not spoken about Marcus Rashford. We've not spoken about Bruno Fernandes. We've not spoken about the return of Luke Shaw. We've not spoken about whether Henderson could have played in goal. We've not spoken about Matic. We've not spoken about Greenwood. Even Sky Sport, BT have got Alex Telles playing as a left-sided forward in a back four with a 4-2-3-1. So hopefully that's how we're going to play, because if it's not a back five, it's very interesting. But what I would say is let's see how we defend. No matter what happens today, I'm thankful for the United stand and all that you do, says Bryce Jones. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. We were nearly at 914,000, so get involved with the community. Really enjoyed that team that chat for the first hour. Remember, we do that before every game. We're live every night at 8 o'clock as well. I just need to make sure I've got the timer ready to go here, because the game is about to kick off. Fasten your seatbelts, everybody. In 2 hours time, we'll either be in the Champions League or we'll be in the Emmerdale Cup. That is quite a sobering thought. So let's do this. Let's turn up. Let's see a performance, because I tell you what, those lads out there can really enhance their reputations tonight. There's opportunities for some of these players that we doubt. The Harry Maguires, the Scott McTominays, the Victor Lindelofs. Those players tonight can really step up to the plate and deliver for us. So let's see if we can do it. We're just waiting for kickoff, and I'll start the timer, which is just over there. And we're going. We're up. We're off. Let's do it. So let's have a look at this formation. I can definitely see that front three of Bruno. I can see the two. It's a 5-3-2. Telles isn't even on the screen. It's exactly as we've got it on the screen at the moment. McTominay. There's only four. There's no left winger there. That's a back. It's a back five. It's clear as day. Absolutely, that is a back five. Telles is the same depth forward as Wan-Bissaka. So thank you everybody who was telling me I'm wrong. It's a back five easily. If we attack, I think it'll become a back four, but it's definitely a back five with wing backs. You can tell by where Wan-Bissaka and Telles are. They're in exactly the same line. Let's just hope we can get our foot on the ball. Keep tight and hit on the brakes, says Shahan. Back five counter, says Irfan. He'll be a winger when we attack, says Louis. Yeah, he will be. But look at the screen now. No ball, back five. He's over there in the left back position. We haven't got the ball. But anyway, that's enough of that. That's what I sort of predicted when everyone was saying 4-2-3-1. I said, when we haven't got the ball, I bet it's a back five. And if we do attack, it'll probably become a 4-2-3-1. Anyway, we digress. A lot of nervousness. Thanos is nervous in the live comments. I suspect we're not going to have a lot of the ball in this game, which makes it more nervous. I think that's why we all want to play a diamond, isn't it? Because we want to go a little bit more toe-to-toe, so we've got the ball more. Playing like this, you know we're not going to have a lot of the ball, so we're going to have to do a lot of defending. And here we go again. Where's Wan-Bissaka again? Oh my God! What is Wan-Bissaka doing again? This is a simple ball across the back post, and he's not marking his bloody man again. What are you doing? What are you doing? Bloody mince pie defending. About as useful as a mince pie swimming through custard. Shite. Absolute shite. I cannot believe... How many times am I going to get this right? How many times he's holding hands with Lindelof again. What are you doing? What are you doing? Wan-Bissaka, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? He never marks the back post. What is he doing? Why are we picking this up after every game? Why is he not doing it? Why can I see it? I'm not even a bloody Premier League manager. Bloody hell. First 5 minutes and we're 1-0 down. Oh, I tell you what, if you've never watched this show before, we've been talking about this for weeks. Wan-Bissaka is forever holding hands with Lindelof. He never marks the back post. It's a disgrace. Back five and you don't mark the back post. Prats. Absolute prats. Well, bang goes the game plan. Frigging hell. Wan-Bissaka has to have the blame, but it's got to be tactical. It's got to be tactical at this point. Oh my God. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again. And we keep doing it. I'm furious with that. Twats, prats. It's absolutely infuriating because you cannot progress as a football side if you don't spot things 99% of you spot. If fans are spotting that 1%... Remember Brighton. Bruno's just been booked by the ref as well. It's a terrible start for Manchester United. But what I was saying is, remember the game against Brighton at the start of the season? Wan-Bissaka, we noticed it in that game. Why is he always getting sucked in? Why is he... Angelino off the left-hand side for Leipzig is one of their best players as well. And look at he's doing it again. He's wandering towards... Is he in love with Victor Lindelof? Does Lindelof wear some sort of aftershave that Wan-Bissaka cannot resist? He wanders towards Lindelof. You're a right wing back, mate. You're a right wing back in this system, or you're a right back. You're not a bloody centre back. You know what I think it is, and I've said it before. I think Ollie tells Wan-Bissaka to tuck in because he's quick, and if the ball's over the top, he can cover the centre. It's idiotic. Absolutely idiotic. Because if you're telling your right back to tuck in to protect your slow centre backs, play Twan Sebi. He ain't slow, and then your right back can do his bloody job. It is tactical because there's two things. Either Wan-Bissaka is crap at marking his back post, but we've spotted it for weeks, so you sort it out on the training ground, or secondly, he's being told to do it. Well, it's got to be the second one, hasn't it? He's being told to do it because if you haven't spotted he's doing it and sorted it out, you're an idiot. It's absolutely shit. And you've got to change the system. Robbo FM says you might come back again, but it's becoming a joke. Well, it's just like, you start a game with a back five and you concede after 5 minutes. It's the definition of prat. It's embarrassing. And it's got nothing to do with Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba we could have prime Paul Pogba. It wouldn't stop that prat goal, would it? It's got nothing to do with Pogba, that. It's just prattish. He's got to make a sub now. You can't play a back five now. We've gone 1-0 down. Either bring Shaw off or Tellez off for Donny, says Shaw negative. Exactly, I agree. You can't wait till half time because our system is set up to not have the ball and we're 1-0 down. Again, Angelino not being marked and shoots. For fuck's sake, I'm furious. It's Emmerdale Bridge, says. You bastard. I'm sorry for the language, but I am furious. I'm furious. Like, Wan-Bissaka, one of the best right backs in the world. Piss off. Not in this system. He's not. We can't even spot things like that. I'm furious about that. And of course we can still win the game, but you know, we're never going to progress if we keep giving silly goals away. Like we were 1-0 down against West Ham. We're 2-0 down against Southampton. We're 1-0 down against Leipzig. We're just gifting goals on bad defending. Bruno's been booked for dissent. We look very standoffish at the moment. Nobody's really putting a tackle in. And of course, the problem is Matic, well in Matic, into Bruno. Quick. Nicely into... Oh, yeah, he's got Greenwood. Get into Rashford. Oh, go, hit it. Oh, Greenwood, what are you doing? What's happened to his left foot? Bloody hell. He cuts in and they stand off, and that should be 1-1. Lovely ball by Bruno into Greenwood. That's a goal for Greenwood. How's he not scored that? On his left foot, edge of the box, cuts inside. That's 1-1 for me. That's 1-1 for me. That's encouraging because that should be 1-1. I thought he'd scored there. Terrible finish, really. Well, terrible finish by Greenwood standards, but we'll see you in the Europa League, says Big Josh. Not over yet. Thanks for the contribution, JP Smith. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. That just shows what we can do. I thought he'd scored there. He could have played Rashford in as well, but he went for it himself. He could have scored there. Oh, I tell you what. It's going to be one of those nights. The problem is it's just the defending, isn't it? He is a City player, Angelino, as well. But they've got, we're playing a back five and they've got an out ball to their left wing back all the time. I mean, am I missing something here? I mean, let's look at this graphic here. You play a back five, it's meant to be ultra safe for your whole width of your pitch. And yet Leipzig have got an out ball in a back five to their left winger. Because our right wing back, we've got three centre backs, remember. So Lindelof should be playing very much wider anyway. And yet they've got an out ball to the left-hand side. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. How easy it is. Nagelsmann is exploiting Wan-Bissaka back post because he, like us, he spotted it weeks ago. Well, Jack, you're absolutely spot on. We've not rectified a tactical issue that Manchester United have that the whole world can see. Why do people think that Wan-Bissaka doesn't mark the back post and gets pulled in? I'm interested to know. DT's girl says we need a player like Kimmich. And Thursday football, welcome back. Arsenal is waiting for you in the semis, says Big Dickens. It's very ambitious of an Arsenal fan to think you're going to have a good season, but, there you go. United playing in their funeral kit, says Ivan Drago. You see Rashford there. This is not the game for that sort of thing from Rashford. Stupid little flicks when you can control it and keep possession. Get rid of this sort of thing. He basically gets the ball and he tries to flick it for Tellez and it goes out for a throw-in. He could have controlled it. Just bloody keep it simple. We're 1-0 down. We don't need fancy flicks. And I tell you what, Nagelsmann's got us on toast at the moment because they are passing it around easily. They are finding spaces easily. He's got to change it tactically. We're getting nowhere near them. They're just moving around. We've got very slow 2-0. For fuck's sake. This is embarrassing. I literally predicted it. It's embarrassing. I tell you what, tactically, we're about as useful as a bloody shirt pocket on a wetsuit. It's a joke. An absolute joke. Absolute joke. I literally was just talking about how we're being passed around the park. And, Maguire, Lindelof, Matic, McTominay, too bloody slow. We might get a saving grace here. There might be some sort of foul, but it's just, they're knocking it around donkey slow players. Like McTominay and Matic, they're too big for a game like this. I don't know what they're trying to claim here, Maguire. I can't see anything wrong with that goal. I don't know what they're going to try and claim. But again, it's an unmarked player on the back post with a back five. Like, how is that happening? Tellez out of position this time. How the hell are wing backs in a bloody back five? Unbelievable. How the hell are we not marking the back post with 5 defenders? I mean, this is a bloody nightmare. Absolute nightmare. How do you pick 5 defenders and concede 2 goals by not having defenders there? Ridiculously tactically stupid. I mean, really, really embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. And I'm sure people are saying get Pogba on. I mean, look, I've got morals. For me, I still wouldn't bring him on. I don't care. You shit on the club. Are we that desperate now? But I also don't think that whether Paul Pogba started this game or not, it's because it's tactical inefficiency. I mean, I'm stunned. The picture's there on the left. Hello, back five, where you're meant to have a back five covering the whole width of the pitch, and then we're letting goals in on the back post, not marking people. I mean, it's stunning. It's stunningly shit. That's what it is. It's absolutely stunningly shit. And the worrying thing is that this team, as we know, we're playing a good team in Leipzig. We're not playing Southampton or West Ham, who, with all due respect, are not one of Europe's better sides. So we're in all sorts of trouble here now. And I don't see how he's going to turn this around unless he makes a very, very big... He shouldn't have gone with the back five. He needs to go tonight, 5 at the back and still being passed around the park. The coaching is diabolical. Week in, week out. It's the same errors, says Edward Walters. KG is about to flip-flop. I'm going to say it now. Ollie in. Club is broken, but it's his fault. We will lose 3-1, says Magic Eye. And at least we have more chance of a trophy in the Europa League. The team isn't at the level for this tournament yet, says Josh Duke. And I wouldn't want to play for Ollie. I really don't blame Pogba. Bruno will follow him soon. You're all afraid of that too, says Ibrahim. Yeah, but it's not about not wanting to play for Pogba, for Ollie, is it? It's about disrespecting your fans the night before a game and shitting on your club. That's what Paul Pogba did. This comes down to Ollie and defensive coaches. Absolute joke that the wing-backs are where the centre-backs should be for both goals, says Nick. Yeah, you're right. I do not understand how we've conceded 2 of those goals with a back five. Mark, you was right about the wing-back. I've been told to tuck in. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Tellez both do it, says Trey Adri. And all players are so narrow. Switch it to 4-2-3-1 with Tellez left wing, Rashford, Mason swapping striker right wing position. They've clearly not been drilled well enough in a back five, says Sam Rehan. I agree. Absolutely agree. It's a mess. But Leipzig, they could be. Leipzig are all over us. I mean, people talking about getting back into this game. This could be an embarrassment. This could be what we did to them at Old Trafford. This could be a role reverse. This could be 4 or 5-0, and it is going to be 3. It should be 3-0. Forsberg has just missed an absolute sitter. They are all over the place. They are like a pack of dolphins. They are all at sea. It is a disgrace. He's just missed an absolute sitter, Forsberg, here. And that's the centre-backs now. We're not comfortable with our right back being shit, our left back being shit. Our centre-backs are shit now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I cannot believe how badly we've defended. And this comes down to trying to be clever. Surely you've got to be Ollie out, says Mark Perellas. You know what? I don't say things through games anyway, because it's been proven to be wrong many a time. Also, we've had all this Pogba shit as well. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know at the moment. But what I am really am is stunned by the ineptitude of our defence. It's ridiculous. McTominay and Matic as well. It's just poor preparation. Poor preparation from the coaches who don't understand the importance of fluidity in the formation and don't understand how to coach us defensively. Are we down to 10 men or something? There's so much space, as Scotty J-Dog. Look, we're 2-0 down. There's 18 minutes gone. There's 70 minutes to go. We're still using the same team. He's got to change it. He's got to change this. McTominay's ineffective, which makes him a liability. He literally just shadows. He needs to put in a challenge or something because he ghosts games. Great point from Manchild. McTominay's not putting tackles in. He's just ghosting, you're right. Shaw hasn't played in a month and has never played with Telles, says Mark Witten. There's a language barrier as well. This was always going to be the issue with Ollie. When it comes to big Champions League games, your tactics have to be spot on. He needs to act now. And how many games recently have we started poorly? We've not learnt, have we? 7 defensive players and we had 2 deal down already. It's heartbreaking, says Reece Gregory. I agree. The group of players cannot be trusted in the most important games. Defensive mentality when a result is needed is tactically poor. Changes needed before this gets messy, says Craig Johnson. Aaron Wan-Bissaka all over the place on the right side, Mark, making Angelino look world class. They're playing round as like 2010 Barcelona, says Paris Rogue. And in your words, our defenders can't mark a white paper with muddy hands. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's marking's bad, but did you just see Telles there for the second goal? They're getting sucked in. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I didn't even realise Scott was on the pitch. Get him off for Van der Beek, says Lee Taylor. Where do we go from here? This is depressing to watch Ollie still believe McTominay and Matic are lost at sea. Shambles. But the trouble is, we do miss Fred, of course, but you could have played Donny van der Beek because McTominay and Matic are static. They've got no creativity. We need 2 goals and we've got 5 defenders and 2 centre defensive midfielders on the pitch. Like, for Leipzig, this is a piece of piss. Keep Rashford, Greenwood and Bruno quiet and you're through. Ollie out, I've had enough of this. His tactical ineptitude is costing us and we're crashing into the Europa League. This is the most negative team selection I've ever seen at United, says Big Man. Change it now, Ollie, for God's sake. You've got 5 subs, says Philip Burtonwood. Well, yeah, exactly. Grow a set. The manager, Ollie out, have an opinion and take a position already. It's over, says Corey Lineker. It's not about not growing a set. What if we win the game 3-0? Poch for Christmas, maybe, says Mad Gamer. Welcome to the members club, James Kentish. Thank you for joining and getting your badge next to your name. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. We've obviously got all the fan cams, fan forum, player ratings, match reaction. At the moment, we're swimming through a pool of shite. I understand the criticism of tactics, but let's not forget we all knew we needed a centre-back and Ollie literally hung out to dry transfer window, says Ben Eltham. Need Donny, they're swamping Bruno, says Jack Brown 852. This is a fantastic fundament for a great comeback, says Jenks 1102. The trouble is, well, a game can change in a second half, can't you? Do you see how we can't hold up the ball? This counter team is desperately missing Martial, says Rowan. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I mean, look, anything can happen with United. We've shown that we can come back into games, but we don't look like we can keep the ball at the moment, and that's the problem. You know, there's too many defenders on the pitch. He's got to make a change, and he's got to make a change quickly. You know, he can make 5 subs. Everybody's right. Mark, being realistic, who could we bring in to January to change the team? And is it possible to sell Pogba in January without getting mugged off, says Ben Bradford. Tactics like a chocolate fire guard. Sick of this football, says Mr. Ferg 999. And getting sick of this up and down shit. It's tearing me up, says Dan Hamilton. Well, United got a free kick here. Bruno's there. Tellez is there. Rashford's there. Get Rashford away. Get rid of Rashford. This is a place for technique, not bloody hit and hopes. Get Rashford away from this free kick. He's gone. It's almost like he's listening. You're a great player, Rashford, but not on a free kick. This is a Tellez or a Bruno. We need something magnificent here. I personally think it favours Tellez. I think Bruno wants to hit it. Come on, Tellez. I love Bruno, but I would go Tellez here. It's got to go up and over the wall. Keeper seems to have positioned himself in a good position as well. Bruno straight into the wall. Corner to Manchester United. I think Tellez should have hit that. We can't chase a game with 7 defensive players. Not enough players to take care of the ball in midfield. Ollie has to make a 4-4-2 diamond ASAP, says Mohamed Salim. And sorry, what was that? Ollie should have played Donny instead of McTominay. Also, Shaw looks rusty, says Go Karma. Cross comes in. Oh, again, you know, Greenwood on the front post. I mean, look, Greenwood could have had a couple of goals. He certainly could have had one. When you get told off from the security guard for shouting fuck when they scored the second, says PJ Pennington. And Pogba should be sent home, not present. How can you have morale when the guy who betrayed your team and is likely a friend is present on transit, says Axel. And, well, I think we need to move away from Pogba for the moment. This is a game that United need to win. Mourinho got handed out for playing defensively. Where is the same energy for Ollie? Still in the job because he bagged against Bayern in 99, says Rangel. Ollie out. I don't know how you're keeping your composure, Mark. I'm absolutely losing it, says Adams. I think you know what I think it is? I think I'm just stunned. I'm stunned that we've conceded. Why is the PSG game getting stopped? Apparently the PSG game's been called off. I don't know what that means. They could still get a point, couldn't they? PSG game has been postponed for racism. Red card Demba Ba. Fourth official accused of racial abuse against Demba Ba. Well, that's PSG won't get kicked out of the tournament for that, will they? That's not going to impact on PSG, is it? They'll have to get a point. It's not going to help us out, is it? So Basic Shear have walked off. So PSG will get 3 points, won't they? Anyway, Manchester United have got to try and get something out of this now. Matic into Rashford. Racial abuse by the fourth official, says Corey Hooper in that game. Well, you know, PSG have got lots of money. They won't be getting kicked out of the tournament for that, will they? They'll probably get awarded there. I don't know what happens, but PSG will get the win, surely. There'll be some sort of legal case there, but we don't want Lukaku to be without his friends all alone in the Europa, says Azit. And Bruno does absolutely nothing in the big games, says Martin Tyler. Mate, we're 20 minutes in and we're playing with a back five. What are you talking about with your Bruno hate? Prat. Absolute prat. He's got to make some bloody changes. I mean, this is the thing that frustrates me, is that he's going to wait till half time, isn't he? But if you've got 5 substitutes, like, it's not like this. You know, the thing that really annoys me is that it's not like this is ever going to be the right system. Oh, if I take one of my defenders off, it might be a mistake. I might need him back. Like, we're 2-0 down. We're never going to need to play a back five again. So take one of your defenders off and get an attacking player on. Whether it's Mata, Van der Beek, even bloody Paul Pogba if you want to. But make the bloody change. Now, for me, it wouldn't be Pogba for obvious reasons. But do make the bloody change. Like, you can make 5 subs in this game. And we're 2-0 down. You take a bloody defender off. Like, there's never going to be a time in this game where you're going to need 5 defenders on the pitch again. And just get on with it. Like, why would you not do it? It has to happen. And he's still not bloody done it. You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all why he's not made a sub yet. It's tactical naivety. I mean, Wan-Bissaka's having a shit game, by the way. It could be 3-0 now because of him. Good cover by Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw just turns to Wan-Bissaka and says, fuck me, what's going on? Trying to do stupid flicks in the right back position, trying to do flicks. Thank God Luke Shaw was awake there. Should have been 3-0. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So corner to Leipzig. And it's 3-0. Is it 3-0? Is it 3-0? I don't know whether it's 3-0. The referee's looking at something. I don't know. I don't even know. I cannot even understand what we've done wrong here. Mother of God. I do not believe this. It's a corner. Oh, they're not offside. None of them are offside because Nemanja Matic keeps them on. He's not offside. Well, he's offside, surely. The person who puts it in has got to be miles offside because when he heads it, he's miles off. Yeah, he's miles off. He's miles off. It doesn't go in and then he taps it in. That's not a goal. That can't be a goal. I'm trying to work through my head how that can be a goal because when he heads it, he's offside. How is he not offside? You've got to be offside because when he heads it and it hits the post, do I not understand the rules? How? It's got to be offside. It is offside. Bloody hell. I'm sat here now going, I don't understand the rules of football anymore. Like, when the player heads it onto the post, the other player is ahead of him, so it has to be offside. Bloody hell. He's got to make changes. He's got to make changes, surely now. It's not 3-0, it's 2-0, it was offside. How has he not made any bloody changes? Idiotic. Absolute idiotic. I don't understand how he's not made any substitutions here. What is he waiting for? Bloody Santa. Santa to deliver 3 goals. Bloody hell. I don't know. Starting Pogba, Matic, Bruno. United have not lost 11 v 11 match since we started overcompensating for our defence. We've lost more, not less. That's Ollie, says Sigurda. And push the defensive line, need to pressure like they pressured us, suffocate them, reclaim our time on the ball, says Louis Garcia. Yeah, but the ball over the top will get done with, won't we? Mark, no one is even warming up and we're playing with 7 defenders. This is unbelievable, says Lee Mack. I mean, it's idiotic. Absolutely idiotic. For anybody who thinks Ollie's out of his depth, he's just swimming. Well, he's not swimming, is he? He is down at the bottom of the... If you think Ollie's out of his depth, he is sat there at the bottom of the swimming pool holding a bag of bricks, looking up at you going, I am. I mean, bloody hell. I cannot believe he has not made a substitution. We are 2-0 down, plummeting towards Arsenal in the Emmerdale Cup. Thursday night football beckons, and he hasn't changed from a 5-3-2. He hasn't changed. He needs 2 goals, and he's still got 5 defenders and 2 bags of cement in centre defensive midfield. Rashford, shoot for God's sake. Oh, bloody hell. Jack Newton says 2 right. The team should have been played by now. First I didn't work. Let's fix it, says Jack Newton. We just need Bruno to get an injury for this to be the worst night of Ollie's tenure, says Jason McAvoy. It's got echoes of Wolfsburg 5 years ago. PSG game has been abandoned, says Loz. And Ollie out. Pathetic management in his biggest game. Good God, says Matt. And yeah. 32 minutes gone. He changes the team formation and tactics every week. There's no wonder we can't be positively consistent. Now, yeah, they were 3-0 up, but it was judged offside, which he was by a very long way. I mean, look, from a tactical point at the moment, I think the reason I'm not melting down like a snowman in a heat wave is because I've seen United come back, and I've seen United come back from obviously being behind, and you sort of. You hang on to that belief, don't you? Because that's what we've been doing. But at some point, we won't come back. We said it after West Ham. We said it after Southampton. At some point, we're not going to get back into a game. And at the moment, this game has that feel that we're not going to get back into it. But I would question how you get back into a game when you've got 5 defenders and 2 slow centre defensive midfielders. How are you going to score goals when you've only got 3 players who can do it? Jace says our defenders are so bad I wouldn't mind having Smalling back. And Ollie hit the iceberg a long time ago, says Aidan McCrudden. And Luke Shaw has the best defensive nous out of all the players we have. He's better at reading danger than the rest. Criminally, he's not a converted centre-back, says Sam Relhan. Yeah, I agree. I think Luke Shaw is quicker than our normal centre-backs, and he does read the game better as well. He'd be better than all our centre-backs. There's a few fouls going in by Leipzig at the moment. If we can get a goal back, get into their head, because they're 2-0 up. Luke Shaw, we've done that one. And would PSG get the points, or would it be replayed because both teams walked off, says Harvey Ford? It'd be unfair on PSG. Rackshit says the game has been stopped. Method says, welcome to the Europa League, you bums, says Method Man. Not over yet, mate. It's not over yet. A chance for Tellers to put a cross in here. Not a very good one. Wan-Bissaka kicks it thin air. Wants a free kick. Referee ain't going to give it. And it'll be a throw-in. Keep in mind that Fred not being available has snowballed since he doesn't trust Van der Beek and started Matic and McTominay. He's boxed in now, says Sean Finity. Yeah, well, I agree. I said this when Pogba and McTominay got back fit last week. I said, I think Ollie's midfield preferences are in order of who he likes the most. Bruno, McTominay, Pogba, Matic, Van der Beek. So, sorry, and obviously Fred's not available at the moment. So I think he'd rather bring Pogba on than Van der Beek, which is ridiculous. Why don't we try Shaw and Maguire as a centre-back combination? Says Truly Balls HD. And Greenwood side netting. He's had a few bites at the cherry here. Well, that's a bloody penalty, isn't it? Surely that's a penalty. It goes against his bloody arm. I'll scream for anything here. It was to me, it would be a very harsh penalty on Orban, but his hand does touch the ball. Mark, do you finally agree that Ollie must go? Says Michael F. The game's not over yet. Ollie outers, if you want to be Ollie out, like you all were after the weekend, after half-time against West Ham, that's up to you. Man United are trying to get penalties here. Maguire's is swearing his head off, but you're the captain, mate. You've got to lead. McTominay fouled somebody. The ref's a prat, says Stokely. The ref is a bit of a prat, but we're bigger prats for the way we've defended. As a manager whose career has been made from being a substitute, how can he not see a need to make changes to tactics and subs now? Enough is enough. Pogba's warming up. Ronaldo is 2-0 up versus Messi. Let's just do Juve versus Barcelona watch along, says Winston Thomas. Of course, Bruno's on a yellow card as well, so he's got to be, the last thing we want to do is see Bruno getting sent off, having to work hard for the ball. Any of our midfielders good enough to play centre-back, says David Page. I'm absolutely stunned that our coach has to wait until half-time to make a change that he could have made 25 minutes ago. It's crazy. I'm not saying this we can't get back into this game, but he could have made subs a long time ago. What a ball by Rashford's not got it at his feet. What a ball by McTominay. Against West Ham, he's going to run through one-on-one and get a shot off. Against Leipzig, it gets stuck under his bloody feet. Keval says, get the player ratings out already. I'll rate the whole back 7. 5 defenders and 2 CDMs as 0. You can do your player ratings in the second half, of course. Rashford balls that up. The trouble is, nobody's having a good game. So you don't want to be Ollie out because the game hasn't finished. So you're happy with this management always having to fix the crap he starts with and rely on individuals to always save him, says Ninja Smurf United. No, it's not that, mate. What I'm saying is, I said Mourinho out half-time against Man City when we were 2-0 down and we won 3-2. And I looked at Pratt. So I have made my opinion conscious notes to very rarely would I go and say a manager out until the game is over. Because a lot of things can change. And as pissed off as I am now and as confused as I am now, if we somehow manage to get a draw out of this, I would be over the moon. So I'm just not going to react until the game is over about how I feel about Solskjaer. But at this moment in time, I am stunned by the shit inefficiency of our defence, and the coaching of our defence is abysmal. I mean, Leipzig have played well, but we've gifted them 2 goals by not marking the back post with a back 5, which I just find absolutely stunning. I don't even understand it. So, the fact that we need 2 defensive midfielders for a back line of 5 is already embarrassing, and it's even more embarrassing that we conceded 2, says Jay. Yeah, I totally agree. Absolutely agree. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Matic and McTominay are just too bloody slow for this level. Like, the ball goes into Matic there, and before he tries to even kick it, where's the defence? They've got a 4v3. I mean, lovely play by Greenwood here. Go on. He's hit it too hard for Rashford there. It's a shame because he's done really well and then he's hit it too hard. And Konate's a unit, isn't he? Fouls Rashford. I don't know what I'm more fuming about, that we're losing, that we ain't making any subs, or the fact that Pogba is warming up over Donny, says Sean Negative Turner. I mean, look, at the end of the day, tonight's just going to get worse and worse. I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno gets a second yellow card. I wouldn't be surprised if Pogba comes on. And I wouldn't be surprised if we lose. So, at the end of the day, I wouldn't let Paul Pogba near this team. But, you know, maybe he comes on and has a worldie and we get a result. Win-win situation, I suppose. Welcome to the Members Club, MK. How's he? But what message does it send out if Paul Pogba comes on ahead of Donny van der Beek? Donny van der Beek is a new signing and part of our future, and Paul Pogba wants to leave the club. So, McTominay with the header. Matic little flick, Kanate clears. I mean, we're gonna have to try and lay siege to their game at some point. That's another corner there. Oh, Greenwood's going to keep it in. Greenwood's actually playing quite well. He could have scored a couple of goals, but he's actually playing quite well. Bruno on the right-hand side. We're forcing it. We're going to have to force it. Salah says he needs to make changes now at half-time. This will show his pedigree as a manager in making attacking changes. And Leds Peldo says the big question for Ollie is that is it possible for a team to win games consistently, but the manager is still not good enough? He's obviously waiting at half-time till half-time to make the changes, isn't he? But I still think he should have made them earlier, because there was never going to be a time where he needed to keep 5 defenders on the pitch again in this game anyway. So, you know, try it for 10 minutes. At least you're more attacking for 10 minutes. There was no point waiting till half-time, in my opinion. I've been Ollie out since the 6-1. We need Poch now, says Thomas Bradbury. Luke Shaw is going to get booked. He said he got the ball. Referee's telling off Ollie now. Don't know what he's talking about. And to be fair, Luke Shaw did get the bloody ball, but the ref's crap. But I'm not going down that road. I ain't going down the road of the referee, because the ref looks like he's had a few Red Bulls, let's be honest. But you can't. It's not the ref's fault. We can't bloody defend. Luke Shaw's on a yellow card. Bit unlucky, but in the modern game, it doesn't seem like you can't. It doesn't. It seems like you can't travel like that. You can't tackle like that. Oh, God. I mean, I suppose the only thing I would say is I'm grateful that we're not 3-0 down, because Forsberg, I know the goal that they had that was offside was quite rightly disallowed, but Forsberg had a really good chance as well, literally in the middle of the pitch, right, virtually level with the penalty spot. Connor Tickle, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you for joining. Oh, and it's nothing to do with anything that they've done. Apparently it's to do with racial allegations against an official, so it's got nothing to do with PSG. So there's no way that PSG are not going to get a way to get the points, because it would be massively unfair on PSG to be kicked out, wouldn't it? So that won't be happening, I don't think. If we lose, at least we can all catch up on today's episode of Hollyoaks to cheer us up, right? Says Skeng. I don't know. Don't know what happened, mate. Apparently Demba Ba was the subject of some the ref's a prat. He is a prat, the ref, but ultimately we're going to have to do a Southampton here. Well, no, we're not going to have to do a Southampton. We're going to have to get a bloody draw. We need 2 goals. Mark, love your channel, but I don't think I can sit through Europa League games. Rather just not watch it, says Aram. Don't talk to me about the Europa League. I can't, forget any... I mean, look, to be honest with you, forget being in a title race anyway, playing... We can't defend. You can't be in a title race when you can't defend. And Lindelof did well there, though, to be fair. But you can't be in a title race when you can't defend. And we can't be in a title race playing Thursday to Sunday. And so, forget it. Is Ollie stupid? Why is he not changing the team, says Jay. It's going to be something that he's going to be very much defined by. And look, also, can I just say, if he brings Paul Pogba on, I don't agree with it, and I'm sure many of you don't. But we're not the manager of Manchester United. And to me, if he brings Paul Pogba on, does it not show what a weak manager he is anyway? That he allows a player to let his agent slag him off? Because Solskjaer was personally slagged off by that agent. He allows a player to slag him off and then brings him on in a game like this. Is it not weak? When you could just use Donny van der Beek and not use Pogba. So, you can talk about the defensive inefficiencies, which we've definitely got. But I think you've also got to talk about Solskjaer if he brings Pogba on. It just shows you that he's not up to the job, because there's no way Mourinho or Pep would do it. And that's half time, I think. Mark, what are the ramifications with PSG? One team will have to forfeit as game cannot be rescheduled under UEFA rules. This group is not over yet, says Andrew C. Well, I imagine Istanbul will get a bit of money, and they will do it. So much for Ricky's. We have too many attacking players on theory, says Claire Rodriguez. And the fact that we played 5 defenders and 2 CDMs, he was playing for a draw and hoping to get the winner late on. Cowardly way to play for a club like ours, says HSP. Look, can I just say as well, I did say this. I said it's a back 5, and people were like, it's a 4-2-3-1. It's a 4-2-3-1, Mark. Tellez is going to play left wing. In the first minute, it was very obvious that Leipzig were going to have a lot of the ball. And when Leipzig have got the ball, it was very obvious that we were playing a back 5. But it is absolutely disgusting that we have got a back 5 and both goals have been conceded on the back post. You've got look at the picture next to me. You've got 5 bloody defenders. 5 defenders. You normally play with 4. So you've got 5 defenders. And you do not mark your back post on 2 goals. You cannot win football games when you defend like a pub team that's pissed. Not even a Sunday morning pub team. A pub team that's a Saturday night pub team. They've all had 10 pints. That's pissed up defending. It's ridiculous. Absolutely embarrassing. And look, Leipzig have been the better team. Nagelsmann's been the better tactical coach. I agree with that. And Forsberg should have made it 3-0. And they have been the better team. But we shouldn't be 2-0 down after 20 minutes, because we shouldn't be defending like that. It's absolutely criminal to go into a game like that. And then what is even more criminal is that when you are 2-0 down with half of the half to go and 3/4 of the game to go, you waste another quarter of the game changing nothing. We're 2-0 down. We're never going to need 5 defenders and 2 CDMs on again. You've got 5 substitutes that you can make in the Champions League. He's made none at 2-0 down. He's stuck with 5 defenders and 2 bags of cement as CDM. And I say bags of cement because Matic and McTominay are slow. They are slow. They are slower than a corpse. They are a bag of cement in a game like this. Because Leipzig are whipping the ball about. They're quick. They've got flair players. And we've got McTominay and Matic who are slow. They're ghosting, like somebody said in the first half. They're not putting tackles in. God, we miss Fred, but get Van der Beek on the bloody pitch. And I think what he's going to do in the second half is bring Pogba on, which I disagree with. I disagree with that. Flex, give us your thoughts on that half of football for Manchester United. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We've got player ratings to come after the game. We've got the fan forum. But talk to me, Flex. What are you thinking?
I'm absolutely fuming. The biggest thing that I always question about this team is their bottle, their mentality. And they ain't got it. They have not got it when it matters. I'm not interested in keep conceding goals and coming back in the Premier League. It looks great. It's amazing. There's no fans. The pressure's off. It's nice. It's comfortable. Yeah, we'll get back here. We'll get back. When you play against proper teams, no disrespect to the teams we did start losing against, but when you play against teams like this, you can't afford to play like that. Not a clue from that. Their first goal, we didn't even touch the ball from kickoff. We didn't even touch the ball from kickoff hardly. It's embarrassing. Wan-Bissaka, this is what I'm saying. Everyone keeps saying how amazing he's doing, how brilliant he is. Listen, defensively in a one-on-one situation, fantastic. Other than that, leaves a lot to be decided for. Say it as it is. Did you see that as well when Angelino got put through when he tried to do something with his feet? And he just fell over. Bambi, Aaron 1B Saka, Bambi
you know
Saka.
What, mate? Just very, very quickly, because I disagree with you to a certain extent, and I know you won't mind that because we have disagreed at half-time before. I actually feel sorry for those players who play for Manchester United, and yeah, they should be doing better, but there's definitely something tactical here. You're playing a back five, and your wing-backs are being sucked into Maguire and Lindelof like they're holding a bloody Dyson. I'm like, why are you not keeping your shape? And Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, you talk about Wan-Bissaka. This has been going on since Brighton. I remember the Brighton game saying, why is Wan-Bissaka...
It's the same thing. This is Solly March. Angelino is Solly March. Angelino is Solly March doing the same thing. I'm so glad you alluded to that because I was looking at this saying this is exactly the same thing. It's bullshit. Too many times, and this isn't just a one-off. How many times, forget the fact that Lindelof and Maguire are slow. Forget that. Let him take the
tactics, though. It's not Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, but his position is shit. It's not just tactics.
Because he's playing
for Man United.
But we know this. So what you're saying is that we as fans have been talking about Wan-Bissaka's positional sense for weeks, and Ollie and Carrick and McKenna have done nothing about it.
That's shit as well.
He's tucking in because they're scared of the ball over the top of Lindelof. So if Wan-Bissaka's close, he can cover it. But then what
he does it on crosses. Listen, he's done it on crosses. He's done it from set pieces.
Well, he shouldn't be playing for Manchester United. If he can't mark a back post as a fullback, he should not be playing for Manchester United.
This is what I'm saying. He's done it in bare games before.
Because the second goal is Telles.
Shit as well. Look, it's tactics as well, 100%, because we haven't got a clue when a team presses the shit out of us. Where rotation was brilliant. This is the Nagelsmann that we thought we'd see at Old Trafford, and he has turned up in fucking Air Forces and a Zara jacket taking the piss out of us. That's what he's done, right? And at the end of the day, this is down to tactics as well as individuals as well. Scott McTominay is in there for the energy. He's not really getting about the pitch. He's not really getting in anyone's faces because it's just marking shadows.
You may as well put a couple of granddads there.
Matt, to be fair to him, he's trying to get on the ball. He's done okay.
But as a pair, they're too slow, aren't they?
Shit, exactly.
And this is the pair subs.
This is the pair that Ricky wants to see all the time. Do you know what I mean? Slow, dead. And the biggest thing, which, look, we could come back at this game. I can't see it happening, but football's a funny game. But I always question these players' mentality, and I don't care whether you're Ollie in, Ollie out of this team, is that when it matters, i.e. if you don't get the right result, you're going home, they flop. They do.
Yeah, you know what, mate? We spoke about this before the game, and where I would be sympathetic towards these players, and look, their heads have dropped. But I would be sympathetic on two things, and that is that we are playing a back five. We didn't play a back five last week. We didn't play a back five 3 days ago. We're playing one of the better teams in European football. They got to the semi-final, and they got to the semi-final without Werner. They're a good team with a good manager. And you're telling players to suddenly play in a back five. Luke Shaw's not played for a month. Telles doesn't speak the language. You know, it's an accident waiting to happen. And Wan-Bissaka, I don't understand it. But you're asking teams to, this is what annoys me about Ollie. And some people don't agree and some people do. We've got no identity because every time we play, we'll probably play a back five against Man City because we're scared.
Individual brilliance.
Yeah, but we're not playing... He's got to, And also, the second thing I would say is, why is he not making subs? You're 2-0 down. You're never going to need to play a back five again in this game. So you've got to take a defender off. You're going to have to do it. He's going to do it at half time, so why not do it 20 minutes ago? The game is lost. You're 2-0 down. You need as much time as you can to get back into the game. We did create a couple of chances, but when
should be 4 now. Should be 4.
Yeah,
should be 4. We should be. If he wasn't offside. And that other one where the ball over the top and he's put it wide outside of his boot where he should score. They've had 4 golden opportunities. We've had, 2? Mason Greenwood, I think, should have done better. Marcus Rashford kind of cutting in, got his shot blocked. Not guilt as chances. Not what they've been doing. Let's not kid ourselves here. The stats man will tell you, oh, yeah, you look at the chances on goal and the chances on target. Fuck that. We got absolutely played off the park. Battered.
Well, Aidan G says we've set up negatively and we've been attacked. Disgusting tactics, disgusting defending. We don't deserve to win. And we did speak about that before the game. I said that, look, overshadowed by the Pogba comments, but the two things I would have said was that I don't like the back five and I don't like the fact that he's not picked Donny van der Beek. And while and truly they've come home to pass, haven't they? That has been come home to pass. Right. what do you do? Why did we set up not to lose? Says Craig Thomas Miller. Because there's no real leaders from Ollie to our rubbish captain, shambolic. Says Victor. And lock those defenders in jail. Lock those coaches in jail. Absolutely criminal defenders out of position, midfielders, spectators, and crap attacking. Says Bo B. He's got to make changes, Flex. What changes are we making? He's got to take, for me, he's got to take one of the CDMs off and one of the defenders off. He's probably, if Pogba hadn't done what he's done, I'm probably bringing Pogba and Van der Beek on, but he's got to take off. You've got
to. But that's the thing about that shit thing that's happened as well with Pogba, because look
I wouldn't bring Pogba on. You know, I'm literally saying, I'd like to, but I wouldn't. Morally, I would not bring him on.
Yeah. What are we saying there? That means what? Van der Beek and Dan James? What are we saying that? Van der Beek and Mata?
But Mata's not up for this. I can't be a hypocrite. We're screwed. We're screwed because there's no Fred, there's no Martial, there's no Cavani.
Exactly. So there's no
Pogba's a huge risk, isn't he? So he's got to take a defender and a CDM off. He'll take Matic off, who I think has played better than McTominay because he loves McTominay. Yes. But I would take, I would get Van der Beek on for Luke Shaw. I thought Luke Shaw was probably our best player actually, but
he played all right.
He's got to take somebody off, and I'd keep Tellez on because you need creativity. We need goals. He's never going to take Maguire or Lindelof off. I mean, he's got to take a defender off. It's got to be Luke Shaw, which is unfortunate because Luke Shaw's played well. Got to take Luke Shaw off to go to a back four.
Because you don't know if he could play the 90 as well.
Yeah, get Van der Beek on, and go with the diamond, I suppose.
I'll be
honest
with you.
He's going to bring Pogba on, though. He's going to bring Pogba. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to dwell on this because it's more for tomorrow and the fan forum, which you're going to be doing after the game. But what message does that send out? Shit on me, shit on my club, but come on ahead of my new signing. It just doesn't sit right with me.
Bad. But then on the flip side, which I'll admit, I'm probably just saying this out of desperation because we've just played so shit. On the flip side, it's we pay your fucking wages, get on the pitch. I don't care what you said.
Can you trust him? If he has a great performance, it's like
he had a great game against West Ham.
I'm mega confused. Like, how do you put in a good performance when you're not happy?
He had a great game against West Ham and flipping. You still felt like he couldn't express himself there and wanted to leave, and Raiola was going to say that shit. So it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with this shit. Oh, mate, I'm fuming. I can't.
You know what? Everyone keeps saying, why are you not shouting Ollie out? Why are you not fuming? Watch my reaction to the goals, but you know what it is? I'm probably an idiot. And many people have said it over the years, but I'm probably an idiot because the last two games we've played, we've been down at half time, and then second half we've been brilliant. And we can't keep doing that. And to be honest with you,
that's not going to happen.
Today is probably the game it's not going to happen. But if we go out and you think I've been a bit calm, wait till full time in the match reaction. I'll explode. I do not want to be back in the Emmerdale Cup. I do not want to be back playing Thursday night football. I do not. Tell me where the progress is. Where is this progress that Woodward talks about and Ollie talks about if we're back in the Europa League? There is no progress. We're fighting for fourth again and we're back in the Europa League. Hold on, that sounds familiar. You know why? Because it happened a year ago. It's been happening for the last 7 years. I do not want to be back in it, but we've got 45 minutes. And the reality is we don't have to win, do we? We can do it with a draw, but he's got to make changes, and he's got to make those changes now.
He does. He's got to. This is a.
And I think, you know what? Actually, if Pogba comes on, we've got to get through. If Pogba comes on and we don't get through, we've sold our soul for nothing. We're selling our soul by bringing Paul Pogba on. I've got no issue with, Pogba said what he said. He's made that choice. But as a football club, we are selling our soul if we are going to say it's all right to do what you've done because we desperately need you now. It's mercenary. That's Manchester United Football Club is being mercenary if it uses Paul Pogba, because it's basically saying, because to be fair to Pogba, he said what he said, or his agent said what he said. He's not denied it. I'm not happy. He shouldn't have done it, but he's done it. If United now choose to use him, that's on United. It's not.
I think Ollie will anyway. I think what will happen with this anyway, like I said, it'll be so refreshing for them to come up with middle fingers and say up yours, but it ain't gonna happen, Mark. Like he'll probably just leave him out on the bench for a little while, whatever. Maybe there might be a little statement, or after the game they're gonna ask him, Paul's our player, whatever, it was tactical, and then he'll just come back into the team up until
it's always the same with Solskjaer, though. You're in a situation where you think it actually cannot be Solskjaer's fault. It's like, when the transfer window happens and you go, You know, he's not been backed. No matter what, it's not Ollie's fault. And then he comes out into the season, plays shit football, shit tactics, and you think, you know what? You didn't get backed in the transfer market, but you fucked it up yourself. And again, today it could go that way. You know, Pogba's agent has shit all over the club. Everyone's behind the club. And then he goes and plays a stupid team and stupid tactics, and you're suddenly like, you know what? I am annoyed about Pogba, but what the fuck is going on here with this team? You know, we're masters at messing things up ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And that's the thing.
Well, Donny van der Beek is on.
Right. Who's it for? I can't see it.
Not Pogba. So he's got that right.
Well, I need to see what's going on with Demba Ba here as well, by the way.
Well, apparently they are going to come back out and play, but a fourth official has apparently referred to him as, and I don't even know how I can say it these days, but he's referred to him by the colour of his skin and not his name. He said it was that man with the colour of his skin before it.
Well, he's basically said that black man.
Yeah. And that's all I've read about on the live comments.
Yeah, I need to. I don't.
So they've all walked off. Which, to be honest with you, you want players to do that.
Brilliant. Well done.
But I don't know whether they're now going to come back. I don't know whether they're now going to come back out and play.
I definitely stand with him. Well, look, here you go. Look, you know what? Try and get a 2-2, keep a clean sheet in the second half, and score 2 goals. You know what you got to do. That's the task. But I tell you what, I can't see it happening.
Luke Shaw for no Tellez.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
It's only a goal. Let's take Tellez off.
Yeah, but the only thing with that is they just trust Luke Shaw more. But I'm just worried that he might not last 90 because it's his first game back in a high intensity game. So we'll see. But he's obviously gone to a back 4 now. You can see there. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Well, we'll see you on the fan forum, mate. And let's hope we pull off another miracle.
Yeah. Cool.
Cheers, Flex. You can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. He'll also be live half an hour after the game with KG and guests and you talking about whatever has gone on. I think it's going to be an interesting night, whichever way it goes. Donny van der Beek's first pass goes astray and Leipzig are on the attack. United are now playing a back 4. Of course, I will be doing the player ratings on my match reaction straight after the game, and then after that, it's the fan forum with Flex and KG. So 2 bad passes from United in the first few minutes here. So looks like we're playing a bit of a 4-2-2. Matic and McTominay, Van der Beek and Bruno. He's made the right change. I'm not going to deny that. Pogba agent may have released those comments deliberately to take the public eye off how massive this game is for Ollie and the team, says Leo. It's a theory I haven't heard yet. I don't know why we keep doing the same thing. It doesn't matter who we have. If Pogba in or out, management need to change that all to it, says Bash. And Ollie just not good enough for a team like us. Neither is the board nor the squad, says Brad Lewis. Well, whatever Pogba's agent has said, I still think that is under massive scrutiny. Shaw's on a yellow, though, so is Ollie seriously that stupid? It's PSG all over again, says Ninja Smurf United. Look, I thought Luke Shaw played quite well in that first half. I'd have took him off for 2 reasons. 1, he's on a yellow card. 3 reasons. 2, is he match fit? 3, we need creativity. We need to score goals. So why take Tellez off? This change should have been made after 15 minutes, says Joshua Bowater. Yes, you're right. Absolutely right. I think it's the right change. I think it's at the wrong time. But step 1 is to get a goal back. And the way we do that is by getting into the game again. We've got to get into the game. We've got to get hold of that midfield. We've got to become an attacking team. The thing at the moment is we're living off scraps. Leipzig have, we've conceded 2 goals through bad defending, but Leipzig have been the better team. We've got to get a hold of the game a little bit. Progress. The board have kept Pogba here 5 years when he spent 4 of them wanting to leave. How are we supposed to make progress? Says Sean Finity. Bruno looks knackered, says Deanne. I'm worried about Bruno because he want to make a tackle. He's got a yellow card for dissent. Who would win in a fight? A silverback gorilla or a grizzly bear? Says TJ Head. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I'd say a grizzly bear. They're pretty... Yeah, it would be a grizzly bear. They've got horrible big claws. Go on, Matic. Into Donny. This is good. Better from United. Better build up there. Quick. McTominay is our new Fellaini. He cannot make simple passes, as Karen shreds. Donny van der Beek. Oh, bit of an art. Nearly fell there. Matic. He's got to win the header, and he does. Better from United. They're moving the ball around better. Of course, we've got no real attacking changes to make in the front 2. We're totally dependent on Rashford and Greenwood. There's no Cavani. There's no Martial. A good ball into De Bruyne. I wish it was bloody De Bruyne. McTominay should have come off, says Kylo7. Lovely ball by Bruno into Van der Beek, who tried to cut it back. We get a corner. There wasn't really anybody to cut it back to. God, how we need a header from Harry Maguire now. Get the ball on Harry Maguire's head and slab it in. No. Need some leadership, desire. It's a better start from United. It's going to be a bloody epic game if we can get back into this. Maguire doesn't even jump for the header. Bloody hell. £80 million. Luke Shaw chips it up to him on the edge of the box. He doesn't even jump against Oban. He just gets dominated. But United have started the second half better. Luke Shaw gets it out wide to Bruno. Rashford. Another corner. See, the trouble is Leipzig are a good team. It's not like... it's not... They are a good team. It's going to be very hard. They're not West Ham. They're not Southampton. They're better than those two teams. So to come back in this game against a team like them would be far better than those results. Bruno with the cross. Headed away. Rashford heads it back in. Matic. Van der Beek. Greenwood puts it in. Maguire. Headed away by Konate. Rashford. Not a great ball by Rashford. We're getting the good thing is we're getting on the ball. Nathan says, any chance you can play the Emmerdale theme tune at full time? I'm sure there'll be plenty of people doing that if it happens. Wolfsburg, December the 8th, 2015. Exactly 5 years later, we've learned nothing, says Daniel Palofsky. And well, look, hopefully we can do. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. We have got player ratings and match reaction and everything, but hopefully... Lovely run by Rashford. He's going to have to pass it. You've gone too far there, Marcus. He's done well. Gets it wide to Wan-Bissaka. Bit of pressure from United here. Matic goes back to De Gea. Luke Shaw's actually done quite well. I just worry about him being on a yellow card. Come on. We're already a better team in the second half. Why can't we? Well, I think the system was the problem in the first half in this sense. Oh, it's Greenwood. Terrible ball. Can't be doing that. McTominay giving a foul away there. Broke the rhythm there. Bad ball by Greenwood. Easy free kick for Leipzig. Breaks the rhythm. Gets them back into our half. Foul on Greenwood here. So Bruno's going to put the cross in. Again, we're just not getting the quality of the crosses in. We've had some good chances to put crosses in today, but we're just not getting the quality of crosses in. Greenwood, not quite a corner. Of course, if Leipzig were to score the next goal, it's curtains. We'd be out. But we are progressing the ball a lot better. Cross comes in. There's nobody there. Got to commit more players into the box, I'm afraid. I mean, that's more or less what we're looking at the moment. Don't want to be in there. Don't want to be in there. Don't want to be in there. I want to be in there. That's sort of how we're playing at the moment. It's like a 4-2-2-2. People saying it's over in the live comments. It's never over. If Pogba comes on and we draw, I don't care what his his agent says Marcos. And Team Talk has just reported that an agreement has already been done for Pogba to go on loan to Juventus in January, then 50 million in the summer, says David Page. It's clear as day. Leipzig have played 6 midfielders who can float around with 3 centre-backs marking nobody. It's awful tactics not to change, says Harry Curtis. And Bruno's getting swamped and getting frustrated. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets the second yellow, says Jake Pennington. Well, if he gets the second yellow in the last 10 minutes when we're 3-0 down, will it really matter? We just missed a couple of Europa League games. But 10 minutes of this second half's gone already. Poulsen looks like he's going to come on. Looks like he was shagging an advertising board there, to be honest, but I think it was a warm-up. So Bruno with another opportunity to cross from the right. I think Leipzig are quite happy to concede free kicks over in the channels. They've been doing it quite a lot this game, and they're obviously not fearful of United. What a cross by Bruno. Harry Maguire doesn't get near it. You've got to question why he doesn't get near this. Doesn't anticipate it. Miles off. Absolutely miles off. Poulsen coming on for Leipzig. Madness. Absolute madness. So substitution. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We've got the instant match reaction afterwards with the player ratings. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. 10 a.m. every morning. Could be talking about the Europa League tomorrow morning. How great that's going to be. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. It's free. Why have I just seen Maguire, our captain, walking back from the Leipzig goal when Leipzig had their ball in their half? This guy is no captain, says Cade Danielle. I think yet again the defence has cost us today. Too many goals. I mean, even in the last 3 games, how many goals have been down to crap defending? Too many goals are being conceded. I like Poulsen, Big Fred as well. I think he's a good player. They've took Forsberg off, and what they'll do now is they will play with a proper number 9. We need a goal. We could score in the 80th minute and still get 2-2, but we do need to create some bloody chances. I don't think we've created enough. We've been much better in the second half because we're not playing with 5 defenders and 2 CDMs. We're playing, Donny van der Beek's on the pitch and it gives us more options. But I think he's going to have to make another substitution, and I'm sure he doesn't want to use Paul Pogba. And I wouldn't use Paul Pogba, but I do think he will use Paul Pogba. £80 million for a man who with no leadership, poor heading and a face that looked like it's permanently apologising to his wife for mistakes, says Nick P. Ooh, harsh. I mean, he's bang average, isn't he? Scott oh my God. He is just not good enough, is he? He is not good enough at this level. I mean, if you can't pass, you can't keep possession. Too many mistakes. And the thing is, you could take McTominay off and bring Pogba on, and it would make us a better team. But do you do it morally? I don't. If Ollie wants to do it, it's up to him. I'm not gonna. All I'm gonna say is I wouldn't do it. But if he wants to do it, he's got to do it, hasn't he? If he wants to do it, he's got to do it, and he will do it. But McTominay's having a bloody nightmare. I think Matic has been good second half. Here we go. He's up against Harry Maguire. Oh, McTominay's done all right there. Now find a pass. Find a bloody pass. Oh, for fuck's sake. Gotta move it's the passing. The passing is dreadful. M2, I don't have an agenda against Scott McTominay. I just don't think he's very good. It's not an agenda. An agenda is an irrational targeting of something. It's not irrational, mate. He's, show me some evidence that he's actually a decent player. I just think he's very average. I think he's a bench player. Look at this Leipzig team. No major superstars, but the team is working as a system due to good coaching. Nagelsmann is simply a better coach, says Samuel Johnson, who would like him at Manchester United. Bruno deserves to be captain. The passion he has is immense, and Harry Maguire is awful, says AJS. Get Phil Jones on. He'll score a hat-trick, says aspiring tenor. And it's clear, yeah, we've done that one as well. Difference is Leipzig are playing for each other, says Kevin Lopez. Thing is, I've got to be honest. I look at that bench and I don't even see what you do. I mean, Lingard, maybe. Pogba's the obvious one, isn't it? I mean, people are saying get Pogba on. For me, I wouldn't do it, but it doesn't mean I'm right. I get why people are saying doing it. Half an hour to go. Another chance to whip a ball into the box. Bruno's going to hit it. No, Luke Shaw's going to hit it. We're going to go short. No, we're not. It's a bad cross by Luke Shaw. I don't know what that is from Wan-Bissaka. I mean, when I put the player ratings up, if Wan-Bissaka gets better than a 4, he's turned it around massively this half. He's been shit. Absolutely shit. I mean, I don't know what it is about. So Pogba and Williams are coming on. Luke Shaw's coming off. And Matic. Fucking Matic. Keeps McTominay on. So what was the point in Luke Shaw? Staying on for 15 minutes. I don't even understand that. I actually thought Matic was having a good second half. I thought Maguire was embarrassing in the delivery advert, but this takes the biscuit, says Sean Nash. And thoughts on if Lingard could come on and make a difference, says Matthew Allen. And Harry Curtis, we've done that one as well. So Pogba's on the pitch. I'll make the changes. It's the Williams one is weird as well. Williams to me is shit. I think he's bang average. Sorry, I don't think he's shit. I think he's bang average. I'm just angry. I don't rate Brandon Williams, so why take Tellez off at half time to keep Luke Shaw on for 15 minutes, to take him off to bring Williams on? So we've basically taken 2 of our left backs off. I don't understand that at all. I mean, it's just a waste of a substitution. And we've got we could have had Tellez bombing down the left-hand side, whipping crosses in, one of the best left-backs in Europe last year. We've now got a right-footed youth player who probably isn't even good enough for the Premier League, playing at left-back in the Championship. I'm out of ideas. And also, he's also brought on Paul Pogba, the player that's shit all over him. I mean, he's going for the full deck here, Ollie. He's absolutely losing it. Absolutely. I know. I understand taking Luke Shaw off after an hour, but why take Tellez off at half time? Like, our 2 best left backs are not on the pitch now. We've got a right-footed left back who, for the last 6 months, has been bad. Is Greenwood? No, he needed to lay that off. I'll tell you what, if we get the draw, fantastic. We're not in the Europa League, and anything's better than that. But if he gets through this, I don't even know how he's done it. I've got no idea what his plan is. I've got no idea what his tactics are. I've got no idea why he's made the substitutions. I mean, Nemanja Matic was playing way better than McTominay and he takes him off. I don't get it. I do not get what he's trying to do. He's in love with Scott McTominay. I understand that, but I mean, can maybe Nemanja Matic can't play a full match anymore? I don't know. I'm out of ideas. I'm out of ideas, and I think that's the problem. I think so is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I've got no idea what he's actually doing tonight. No idea anymore. But it doesn't mean we can't get back into the game. Hopefully we can. So yeah, I've changed the team again for you now. This is the new. So he's used 4 of his substitutions. Speechless, says Tony Garner. Get Mata on for McTominay and put Van der Beek in centre midfield. Ollie should have sent Pogba home. I would have had more respect for Ollie, says Ray Lynch. Craig Thomas Miller. Whatever happened to managers being in charge of football clubs? Fergie would have chucked a boot at Pogba and put him in the reserves. Ollie out, says Craig Thomas Miller. This is a tactical mess from United, says Jay Ali. And I don't get how McTominay plays in our midfield. Even in youth soccer, if you're not good on the ball and can pass, you would never play midfield, says Paulie B. Well, Leipzig into the box. Oh, to be fair, Pogba could have chopped him down there and sent us to the Europa League. He didn't. McTominay terrible. Teller's decision blows my mind, says Ryan Hype. Mate, I'm amazed. James Bell says McTominay is, at this point is stealing a living. Bringing Pogba on makes me feel sick. I'm confused. Disgraceful, says Jay O'Neill. And how do you take 2 left backs off and put on a right back? The snake on 2. Ollie lost his way, not the United way. Came in to bring back, says... well, yeah, exactly. And that was from Clay S. And Mark, stop overthinking. If the decisions Ollie is making are just crap and proves he throws the dice and hopes the players save him, says Ninja Smurf United. And a long shot from Bruno there. All I'm going to say is this has to work. Whatever Ollie's method is, it's got to work. I never would have brought Pogba on. You know, never. I think it's a disgrace. I really do. But if you're going to bring him on, he's got to score. You know, he's got to change the game. Bruno with the cross. Williams. That's a free kick. Good play by Williams there. Sabitzer. Is it Sabitzer? Maguire, don't get involved. He probably was going to give him a yellow card. We've got to score this free kick. We've got to get a goal. Got to get a goal. How can we compete with Lindelof, a midfielder from Benfica, as our other centre-back, says Lazy Townie? I don't know. I think we bought Lindelof from Benfica as a centre-back, to be fair. Bruno's on the free kick. If Maguire hadn't gone up to the referee then and got in his face, I think he was going to book the player. I don't think he's booked him. And I don't know whether he was on a yellow card already. How's that not a yellow, says Colty? I know. I don't know whether he was was he on a yellow card? I don't know. But Maguire getting in the ref's face totally changes that always changes a ref's mind. Our only hope is for PSG to lose, says Jay Ali. Are they actually playing PSG? Bruno. Oh, he's hit the bar. What a free kick. Oh, it's just not going to be our night. It's not going to be our night, is it? Bruno hits the bloody bar from a free kick. Hold on a minute. He books Brandon Williams for pulling a player down, and then the player who chopped Brandon Williams down doesn't get booked. This ref's shite. He really is. It's just one of those nights. It's a lovely free kick by Bruno, and he hits the bar. I think Ollie's finally been exposed for what we all knew was true. Individual brilliance has saved him time and time again. Always going to happen, says Samuel Towers. And Leipzig with the cross. Lindelof to Pogba. Terrible pass. These players are not at it. They're not at it. Well, I'm stating the bloody obvious. 20 minutes to go here. Some of the passings. Oh my God. Harry Maguire. Get rid of Harry Maguire. Get rid of Harry Maguire. He is shit. He is absolutely shit. He's just left the ball and the striker puts it in. He's bloody useless. He's absolutely useless. 3 goals conceded. 3 goals conceded tonight. Bruno's shaking his head. He is fucking shit. Absolute shit. Absolute shit. I don't often say this about a player, but watch this goal back. The cross comes in and he leaves it. He bloody leaves it. Unbelievable. Absolute unbelievable defending from Harry Maguire. How many times? We've conceded 3 goals and every one of them has been because of bad defending. And I tell you what, I said this I've been saying it for weeks about Wan-Bissaka. He doesn't mark the back post. Harry Maguire goes missing when the ball's on the ground and it's a cross. He don't want nothing to do with it. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He won't go anywhere near it. Absolutely shocking. Welcome to the Europa League. Kick the Emmerdale music in, because that's your Thursday night sorted from February. Thursday night football, courtesy of Harry Maguire and his shit back 5. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How many times have I said on this show that Harry Maguire never, ever, ever goes and stops the ball when it's across the front post? Just stunning. Absolutely stunning. I cannot believe how these players keep playing for Manchester United when they could not defend a picnic from a pack of ants. It is embarrassing. 3 goals, all of them because we cannot defend. I'm just, you know what it is? I don't like being right, and I'm sure many of you don't like being right. I just do not like being right. But that defence is awful. Awful. It's just awful. How does Twansebi not get a game? I mean... I'm silent because I'm thinking here, and I'm just thinking, is it time? Is it time where you say the manager's got to go? Because this is an embarrassment, a real embarrassment, and he could have picked a very, very different team. He could have dealt with this problem. It's on Ollie. It's on Ollie. He's been ignoring and compensating for how shit that centre-back pairing is for a long time. Greenwood with a good shot. Mark, did you see Maguire's interview with BT? He said none of the goals we've conceded recently were because of bad defending, says Lee Mack. Oh, mate, what did Harry Maguire say yesterday? I've got the quotes here. Harry Maguire yesterday. You'll love this. The belief is back in the team. We're getting consistent. We're climbing the ladder, and we're going to make less mistakes. Results are consistent and we're focused on that. We've started well and, we're ready to go. Big players step up for big games like Leicester last year. I just feel so let down because you know what it is? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Welcome Leeds fans. Welcome Arsenal fans. Welcome Chelsea fans. Welcome Spurs fans. We are officially shit. We are shit. We're back where we belong to be. The thing is, in the second half, we've created a lot of chances, but if you don't have a good defence, you don't win games. You just can't win games with that sort of defence. And the infuriating thing is, we've been talking about it on this channel for so long. The centre-back pairing is muck. It's absolutely useless. And the fullbacks get sucked in. Bubble Wrap FC in their prime. I mean, captain of the club. You're shit, mate. You're absolutely shit. I'm sure you're a really nice lad, but you cannot defend to save your bloody life on the front post. You are allergic to the football when it's on the front post, along the ground. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's been shocking tonight as well. Look, it's not personal. I like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I don't know Harry Maguire. I don't like him as a bloody centre-back. I think he's crap at the moment. But the reality is, it's not even their fault. There are options. Twansebi should be playing. You know, we're slow at the back. We bubble wrap our defenders. We play 2 CDMs every bloody game because they're so slow. Our fullbacks are sucked in because they're so bloody slow. We've conceded 3 goals tonight because of our centre-backs. And if you know, you know. Wan-Bissaka sucked in to Lindelof so he doesn't mark Angelino. Tellez sucked in to Maguire so he doesn't mark the lad on the back post. Maguire not dealing with the cross on the front post again, just like Demba Ba in Istanbul. You know, we're going out of Europe. We are going out of Europe. The Europa League's some Poundland shit. I don't even know what that is. We are going out of the Champions League because of our defence. Istanbul was a defensive shambles. Tonight is a defensive shambles. We've actually created chances in this game. We have created chances. But defensively, we've let ourselves out. We've been an embarrassment. And you know what? He never should have brought Paul Pogba on. Like, what? You know, he's embarrassing. I mean, I don't even know what to think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know whether to utter those words because, you know what? We're a massive channel. We've got a massive community. I'm the presenter. And if I say Ole out, that's it, isn't it? You know, you're making a very big decision. I think if KG does it, he might change his mind next week on the fan forum. You never know. But I'm finding it very hard. And I think as a United fan, this is a low. And what I would say is, where's the progression? Where is the progression of this football club? We're back in the Europa League before Christmas. We're fighting for 4th again. We've been there, done that. I've got the T-shirt, mate. I thought we were progressing as a football club. And the thing is, there's no excuse tonight. You know, is it really about... It's not Paul Pogba's fault tonight. Is it Pogba's fault tonight? You know, is it Pogba's fault that we can't defend a packet of crisps? It isn't. It isn't. Paul Pogba shouldn't be on the pitch. I think Ollie's bottled it big time, bringing him on. You know, that really shows your authority. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, the board can make the decision, and they're incompetent anyway, but the board should make the decision on this. The evidence is all there. Said it against Saints. Maguire is the biggest passenger in that team and the cancer running through it. Never a captain, never a United player, and worse signing than Sanchez. Bring in Axel and Lindelof. Lindelof's coming off for Twansebi. What's the point? We're already 3-0 down. I love Ollie, but there's been too many wrong decisions in one game from start to finish. Love Ollie, the player, but Ollie, the manager, out. Joshua Bowwater, if you're an aspiring coach, to this game from start to finish is just an absolute disaster. You know, what he's done with the left backs, taking Matic off, being 2-0 down and keeping 5 players on. Oh, sorry. And Wan-Bissaka's gone off for Fosu Mensah, so he's obviously thinking about Saturday already. But it's been an absolute joke from start to finish. You cannot move away from that. It's an absolute joke from start to finish. And I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. But I didn't expect this, but then again, maybe we should have expected it. Because we're miles off. We're absolutely miles off. I think he's given a penalty against Rashford, but it's too late. Sorry, Greenwood. I think we're going to get a penalty here, but we're going to run out of time, aren't we? The ref's a joke. The ref's an absolute joke. I don't even know whether this was a penalty. It's not a penalty, that. He's given a penalty, but to me, that's not a penalty. I wouldn't be surprised if VAR overrules that. We have got the player ratings. They're up. Oh God, I dread to think what the player ratings are going to be on the Match Reaction show. But we have got the player ratings, and the link is in the video description for you. Or you can just go to theunitedstand.com, get your player ratings in, mark every player out of 10, 6 being average, 1 being shit, and give us your man of the match as well, and then it will let you submit your score. You can also mark Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So we have got a penalty here for Bruno Fernandes. Slim hope. I mean, he really is just enhancing his stats here, isn't he? Could get 2 goals in 10 minutes. Stranger things have happened. If we pull this off, I'm stripping. You know, if we get back from 3-0 down with 10 minutes to go to 3-3, I will strip. But I think you're going to be safe from looking on me. Bruno scores 3-1. Runs to get the ball. Time is not on our side. And neither is our defence. Ba-dum-dum-ch. Looked a very harsh penalty. That would not be given in the Premier League, but we are in Europe. We are in Europe for another 10 minutes. We're in the Europa League in 10 minutes' time. But, yeah, I think that was a little bit of a soft penalty. But, you know, it could ignite the miracle. The miracle's on download. We're going to draw 3-3. Thing is, we have... You know, the annoying thing is we have created chances. On a different night, they would have only scored 1 goal and it would be 1-1. I'm not saying we deserve to draw 1-1 because the game has been so shambolic. You could never say that. But we have actually created chances in this game. It's all going to be for nothing because the defence has let us down like they did in Istanbul. And ultimately, if you want to understand why we're in the Europa League, it's because we have defended absolutely shockingly. No other word for it. Absolutely shocking how we've defended in this game. I cannot overestimate how bad we've defended and how the fault for it yet again. And we've been talking about this for so long. That centre-back pairing is a bloody nightmare, and not for the opposition, for us. Corner for United here. I'm just hoping we somehow spam this. It would be hilarious. It would be the best thing ever. It would be an early Christmas present from Santa. Please, Santa, save us from the Europa League. You can do it. I'm that good boy. I'm the good one who always gives you 2 mince pies and a big glass of bells. Pogba on the back post. We've got a goal. He scored. I don't know what's going on here. It's not going to be a goal. They're trying to say it's a goal, but I don't think it is. It'll be a handball, this. Well, maybe not. Pogba heads it. It's hard to see from that angle. No, it's a goal. Yes, get in. 3-2 Manchester United. It looked to me like there might be a handball on it. It goes off. I think it goes off Maguire's head. Harry Maguire scores it. 3-2 Manchester United. Bloody hell. It's soft sell. Fasten your seatbelts, everybody. Manchester United could be doing a madness here. It's 3-2. Come on! 10 minutes to go. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. Put your back into it. Oh, tell you what. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. If he does this, I tell you what, I will even say in the match reaction, amongst my roars of excitement and happiness, that is one of the worst managerial displays I've ever seen. But somehow we've managed to do it. Leipzig, bloody hell. We've got 7 minutes to get a goal. Oh, I don't believe it. I cannot believe it. But this is why I wouldn't say Ollie out, because how can you say it if we get back to 3-3? You can't. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable, Jeff. I think it's Maguire who scored it as well. How are we meant to succeed with Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder in defence, says Joshua Bowater. The definition of insanity is repeating the same act over and over, says Andy Prince. I'm a big Ollie fan, most because of his history with the club, but now United should need a ruthless, brilliant mind manager, says the G. Jano. I tell you what, we've had a dodgy penalty and a lucky header, and we're 3-2. Oh, where's my whiskey? I need a sip of that. It's apple juice, really. Bitter apple juice. I'm going to have to strip. I might have to strip. Pogba didn't score, it was Maguire. Tony Garner saying, come on, please. I don't know whether he's saying, come on, please, because he wants me to strip, or because, well, obviously he doesn't. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Man United have got 5 minutes to get back into this game and get a draw and kick Leipzig out. But we've got to get the ball. We've got to get the ball. We've never lost a match where we've got a penalty, says Anash. Rules are there. Wan-Bissaka's been shit, Jordan Brown. Don't worry. Player ratings, link in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being average. You can do that right now whilst this game is still coming in. Get your player ratings in, because we're going to be talking about that in the match reaction. Wan-Bissaka, for me, absolute crap. Crap. You know, and that needs to be said. Of course it does. But I will bloody love it if we somehow get an equaliser, because I've got no idea how we've done it. I think his tactics are crap. I think his substitutions have been crap. I even think the way we've got into the game, wasn't a penalty, lucky header, but I will bloody love it. Of course we'll bloody love it. Come on. You just feel it. And I tell you what, I just feel that moment's going to come, but also I feel like it might not come as well. The time's going too quick. Time is going too quick here. Offside there. Another substitution here. The time's going. We can't get on the ball. Leipzig are actually game managing this quite well at the moment. They've got rid of the last 4 minutes just by slowing the game down, substitutions, winning a couple of free kicks. Maguire. We've got to get a foot on the ball. We're just not winning the ball at the moment. They're game managing this really well at the moment, Leipzig. We've got to get hold of the bloody ball. Can't get hold of the ball. Links in the video description if you want to do your player ratings. We'll be talking about that in the match reaction straight after this. Right, here's United. Switch of the play. I think he got rid of that too early to Rashford. Into McTominay. Oh, fuck off, McTominay. What are you doing? You're not even left-footed and he blasts it into the orbit. NASA want their bloody ball back. Bloody hell. That's just selfish. He's not in a position to shoot here. Pogba heads it down onto Maguire's head. It bounces off Konate into the goal. It's one of the weirdest goals you'll ever see. It literally takes 4 deflections. Pogba's head, Maguire's head, Konate's foot, and the keeper's hand, and ends up in the back of the net. Look at Maguire again. Absolute shambles at the back. He cannot defend to save his life. Whoa, McTominay, get rid of it. Don't you do anything. Give it to Pogba. Pogba, give it to Rashford. Rashford into the box. Don't cross it, Rashford. There's no one there. No. What are you shooting from there for? Bloody... It's decisions like that that don't win your games, Marcus. Cuts inside. He's no way is he going to score from there. It's catching practice for the keeper. A minute to go. Silly. McTominay, Rashford, inexperience that they shouldn't have. You don't play a shot like that at that position of the game. You work it. We were 2-0 down after 13 minutes. Imagine if he'd done this with 15 minutes gone. And do I think 3-2 changes it from if it was 3-0? No. I mean, realistically, this game was lost at 3-0. We've left that, the goals... It's made it a little bit more interesting, hasn't it? But it's not, the penalty wasn't really a penalty. The goal was a fluke. It's been tactically shit. The substitutions have been awful. The defence have cost us the game and cost us in Istanbul. We've not played well. They've been the better team. And there won't be much 4-minute stoppage time. I mean, look, I hope we can do it. I really hope we can. But it's not going to change my opinion on where this has gone wrong and why it's gone wrong. And it's Solskjaer, isn't it? It's Solskjaer tonight. He's got it wrong. He went too defensive at the start. He didn't change. 2-0 down after 13 minutes and you don't change it till half time. 45 minus 13 is 32 minutes. 32 minutes wasted in the first half where he could have got rid of the back five. We've tried to turn a 2-0 deficit down in 45 minutes. And we could have done it in, 3/4 of the game instead of half of the game. We've got the ball up in their half, but still 3 minutes. Pogba's got it. It was a decent-ish cross. Their player's gone down. He's going to stay down now. Match reaction links in the video description for straight after this when we digest this. We're not just digesting a loss, by the way. We are digesting Europa League football. That's what we are doing, and we will have to hit it face on. The banter's going to begin, isn't it? That's just the way it is. You've got to face up to it. Unless we get some last minute miracle, the miracles we're going to run out. Player ratings, links in the video description as well. I don't think they're going to be very good, are they? I don't think they're going to be very good. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Live every night, 10 a.m. As well. Europa League football to come in February. I don't even want to say it. Don't even want to say it. 2 minutes to go. We're just blasting the long balls up now. McTominay. That's not going to work. We've done it in Paris before. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. Oh! Bloody Harry Maguire there, like this, with his head on his hands. This would have been a lucky goal. It's not like they're all there with their heads in the hand. It's a cross from Pogba that deflects and nearly goes in for an own goal, and they're all like that. You're a bloody embarrassment. How can you put your hands in your head? Like, you had nothing to do with it. It would have been the jammiest goal in the world. And we've got our hands on our head like we've been robbed. Bloody hell. I mean, the embarrassment of these players, they exist on on luck fumes. Like, that would have been a horror. I mean, I'd have celebrated it, but that would have been a horrible way for Leipzig to go out. It's literally an average cross by Pogba that Canate nearly puts in his own net. And Maguire is going like this, like we've just missed the best chance ever. Nice ball into Rashford in the box. Crap control. And that's it. That's it. Out of it. Out of it. Fucking idiots. Useless. Absolutely useless. Out we go. They're fist pumping. They think they're bloody new kids on the block. Well, I tell you what. We're back in the bloody Europa League. You bloody joke, Ollie. Absolute joke. And you, Maguire. Absolute jokers. Not fit to wear the shirt. Get that yellow thing off your arm. You're no leader. Jokers. Mason Greenwood looks gutted. Mate, stand up and start the rebuild, mate. Because those players around you are shit. That 3-2 result, if we'd have got a draw out of that, it would have been an absolute farce. We did not deserve a draw. We would have loved a draw, but we did not deserve a draw. Shambolic. Absolutely shambolic tactics. Absolutely shambolic substitutions. Shambolic defending. As the same in Istanbul, we're not out of Europe. We're not out of Champions League football because of tonight. We're out of Champions League football because of Istanbul and shit defending tonight. Big questions need to be asked about where this football club is going, because where's the progress when you're back in the Emmerdale Cup on Thursday night before Christmas? Before Santa empties his sack, we're back in the bloody Europa League. Shambles. 5 years ago, Van Gaal did this against Wolfsburg. He was gone by May. Where's the progress, Ed? Where's the progress, Ollie? Where's the progress, Manchester United? Same old shit. Finish in the top four, embarrass yourself in Europe, get back in the Europa League for 18 months. Bored of it. Bored of it. Terrible decisions. Don't let two spammy goals at the end change your mind. That is a joke. Absolute joke. Disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. Really, 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 really bad. 3 goals conceded because we couldn't open a bag of crisps and defend it. I meant to say defend bag of crisps. Shocking defending. Awful tactics. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, match reaction time. Lots to talk about. Links in the video description. Also, you can do your player ratings, which we'll be talking about on the match reaction. Link in the video description for that. I'll be there in about 90 seconds time for the match reaction stream, and also hitting it face on. Welcome Arsenal fans. Welcome Chelsea fans. Welcome every other fan that is here to banter us, because we deserve it. We are shit. We deserve to be where we are, which is Emmerdale Thursday night football. Thank you. I was thinking about taking up bloody dancing on a Thursday night. Wife's gutted. She's crying upstairs. There's no ballroom dancing for us on a Thursday night. Ollie's fucked us. Thanks for watching. Match reaction. Link in the video description. Get your player ratings. I'll see you in a minute.